What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your Umbrella Spear community leader, the Umbrella Router 97 here, and I'm back here with another live stream. You have read that title. So, in today's live stream, I'll be doing an open forum. You heard it right here, folks. Today, I will be doing an open forum for those who are interested of watching this live stream that I'm currently doing as of right now. But the one thing I gotta say is this: let me go on ahead and get the party started. So just give me 1 second so that way I can actually try to activate my live chat. Okay, so here we go. This should be able to do the trick. So I just activated my live chat, so hopefully that there will be some people who will happen to make an appearance though. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying as of right now. But anyways, all I can really say as of right now is I just started this live stream, and hopefully that this is going to be an interesting. Yes, what I meant to say is hopefully that this will be an interesting live stream. Well, keep in mind, all I can really say as of right now is this is an open forum after all. I mean, one thing that I have been noticing as of recently is I have been doing, open forums every now and then because I just want to make sure that I do these types of live streams because I just want to make sure that, the people that happen to watch this live stream will be enjoying it. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying going forward. So regardless, hopefully that there will be some people who will happen to make an appearance though. Because the one thing that I am going to be saying though is true that live streams become, interesting if people happen to make an appearance in the live chat. But, all I can really say as of right now is if people happen to be busy, then, I can't really say, anything about that though. But, it's up to the people themselves if they actually just want to say whatever that they want to be saying though. I mean, this live stream just started though, but I just want to make sure that, people happen to just, come into the live chat and actually say whatever that they want to say because, this is an open forum after all. So that's the one thing that I'm going to be saying going forward. So just give me 1 second because I just want to make sure if there are going to be some people who happen to be watching this because I just want to make sure. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying going forward. But anyways, so just give me 1 second. Okay, so let me see who is going to be in the live chat right here, right now. Hey, Daniel D, what's up, man? Anyways, it's good to see you right now, Daniel D. So the one thing I want to say in regards to you is this: hopefully that you are doing well for yourself, and hopefully that you are having a good day so far. But anyways, Daniel D, since you're actually here in the live chat, I'm pretty sure that you are going to be saying, what you usually say, when it comes to fast food restaurants and stuff like that, because, I could just tell that, this is the one thing that I could just tell, that you just really like to enjoy talking about, fast food restaurants, which I can, definitely understand where you're actually coming from. But regardless, you're more than welcome to say whatever that you want to say in the live chat. But I'm gonna see if you're gonna be saying your piece though. Okay, let me see what Daniel D is gonna be saying, or what I believe he is going to be saying. A adult clapped in my face during school. I don't know why it happens on Thursdays. Okay, so the one thing that I am gonna be saying as of right now, Daniel Z, is I'm not quite sure what's been like, going on and stuff like that, but that is just, well, all I can really say as of right now is for me personally, that is just like unexpected that you had to experience that. So I don't think you actually deserve that, but I just don't understand why, an actual adult would do that to your face, while you're at school though. Like I just don't understand why that would happen on Thursdays. But you're more than welcome to say whatever that you want to say though in the live chat. But anyways, let me see what Daniel D is going to be saying right now. I'm getting pizza. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Daniel Z, is that is actually good that you are actually going to be getting yourself some pizza. So, oh, by the way, Daniel Z, since you're actually here in the live chat, if you don't know, if you actually want to know what my favorite food is, I'm actually going to be, saying what it is though. But I'm not quite sure if pizza is your favorite restaurant. I mean, what I meant to say, favorite food though. But as a matter of fact, pizza is actually my favorite food of all time. Like, I'm actually gonna be honest with you as of right now, Daniel Z, because I just actually just enjoy pizza. It's actually one of my favorite foods of all time, though. But I'm not quite sure if it's your favorite, Daniel Z. But if not, then I could just respect your opinion. If you like other foods and stuff like that. But anyways, let me see who is going to be my live chat, or I believe who is going to be my live chat. Hey Max, what's up, man? Okay, this is what you are saying, or I believe what you are saying as of right now. Or wait, hold on just a second. Okay, this is a bit strange. I can't really see, your comment all that much though, but I'm not too worried about it. But hopefully that I will get to, like I do believe that you just, put another comment though, but I'm gonna see if I can get to it in a bit, Max. But anyways, just give me 1 second because I just want to have, let people have the chance to, express themselves. So I will get to the new comments in just a bit, but I want to see if I can get to, one of Max's comments. But let me see if I can, get to it in a bit. Okay, so let me see what Max is going to be saying or what I believe he is going to be saying. I just had Popeyes. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Max, is that is actually good that you actually just had some Popeyes. I mean, for me personally, I don't mind like chicken, but I don't really consider chicken to be like, my favorite food though. But one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Max, is I'm not quite sure what is your favorite food, but if you actually want to explain or rather elaborate what is your favorite food, then you're more than welcome to say your piece in the live chat. But for me personally, I've already said what it is, and my favorite food of all time, for me personally, it's got to be pizza, though. Especially when it comes to how do I say this? Oh, that's right, pepperoni pizza. That is definitely my favorite of all time. But let me see if I can get to some new comments really quick because I want to let people say their piece. So okay, let me see who is in my live chat, or I believe who is going to be my live chat. We've got Miguel. How's it going? Okay, so the one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Miguel, is this. Hopefully that you are doing well for yourself, and not only that, hopefully that you are having a good day so far. But the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Miguel, is this actually you? Like, what I meant to say as of right now is this like your new channel, of course? Because I do believe that I made one of your previous channels into a moderator, because I could have sworn that I actually did that for you. But if you can try to explain or elaborate, what happened to your previous channel, then I would appreciate it because you should be one as of right now. But anyways, let me see what Daniel Z is going to be saying or what I believe he is going to be saying. All she does is clap in someone's face. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Daniel Z, is that is just, unexpected that, why would, your own teacher would do that, especially in someone's face? And I do believe that you just said, that she even did that to your face. But if I'm gonna be like honest with you, Daniel Z, is that is just, unnecessary. It's like you're actually there to like learn and stuff like that. But I don't, understand why this would be the case as of right now, Daniel Z. But I don't even know. But I think you might be in like a rough high school. But to be honest with you, Daniel Z, I'm not quite sure what's been going on with your personal life. But it's up to you what you actually want to say as of right now. But let me see what Max is going to be saying, or what I believe he is going to be saying. Ryan Jesse is dropping a new song tonight. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Max, is I don't know too much about Ryan Jesse, but I might consider looking up that musical artist though, but not right now though, because I actually want to focus more on this open form. So hopefully you can understand where I am actually coming from as of right now, Max, because I just want to make sure that I say my piece, of course, and not to mention all I can really say as of right now is I just want to make sure that people actually have that chance to express themselves. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying going forward, though. But regardless, I'm going to go on ahead and see if there's going to be some more comments. So just give me 1 second because I am going to let people say, what they need to be saying. Okay, let me see what Daniel D is going to be saying or what I believe he is going to be saying. Imagine going to school just to clap in a student's face. I can actually agree where you're coming from as of right now, Daniel Z. Is that is just absolutely unnecessary. I mean, for me personally, you do not deserve any of that, and especially to other students that have been going to high school and stuff like that. Or well, to be fair, Daniel Z, I mean, I'm not quite sure what grade you are, or maybe possibility you're in college. But to be honest, like I don't know too much about your personal life. But at the same time, you did say that you are how do I say this? You are an adult. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying going forward, though. But anyways, let me see if I can get you some new comments. But first thing first, let me see if I can get to Miguel, and I want to see if I can get to these new comments. Okay, let me see what Miguel is going to be saying, or what I believe he is going to be saying. Yes, it's because my account got removed. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Miguel, is that it's just unexpected that your previous channel happened to get removed. But I do have a question for you as of right now, Miguel. Is this going to be like your main channel though? Because if I'm gonna be like honest with you, Miguel, is I don't really keep up with like other channels that you have. But if you can actually just find one of them to be your main channel, then most likely I will make that one into a moderator. So hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from because I want to make you a mod, but you have to make one of your channels into your main account, or what I meant to say, your main channel, of course. So that's the one thing I'm going to be. That's the one thing I am going to be saying. Let me see what Daniel D is going to be saying right here, right now. Umbrella the turkey. Okay, so the one thing that I am going to be saying as of right now is that is just funny as of right now that you just said that. But Daniel Z, you're more than welcome to, try to quote unquote roast me, but it's entirely up to you of what you actually want to be doing as of right now. But anyways, I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there's gonna be some, more comments right now. Okay. So I think most likely I'm gonna go on ahead and see if I can get to some of these new comments right now. So that way, yeah. So that way, people are able to say whatever that they want to say in the live chat. But anyways, I do believe I happen to see, one new person, which I will get to as of right now. Okay, let me see who is in my live chat, or I believe who is going to be in my live chat. We've got X-Men 1991. How's it going? Okay, this is what you are saying as of right now. Good evening, everybody. I'm a new subscriber. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now is, welcome to, my live stream, or rather that, you are welcome in my live chat. Yeah, yes, welcome to my live chat. But anyways, one thing that I am gonna be saying in regards to you, X-Men 1991, is I have seen you before, and I do believe that you are one of my yes, I'm pretty sure that you are aware of one of my homies, and that being one Black Sheep of the Ward 98, which by the way, shout out goes to him by the way. But anyways, give me 1 second really quick. Okay, so Miguel can understand where I'm actually coming from. But anyways, getting back to business as of right now. So one thing I want to say in regards to you, X-Men 1991, is this is just honestly just just a surprise that you are actually here in my live chat, you supporting me and stuff like that. But you're more than welcome to say whatever that you want to say though, because as of right now, I don't have any issue with you whatsoever, and I should be able to have you on social media though, but I'm not quite sure what platform it is though. But I might have to look that up though. But one thing that is for certain though, as of right now, is you are welcome in my, yes, you are definitely welcome in my, live chat at any time though, because, you know, one thing that I have noticed about you is you have, supported, Black Sheep of the War 98, which keep in mind, he is one of my homies though. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying in regards, to you. Wait, hold on. Okay, one thing that I am going to be saying in regards to you, Max, is yeah, one thing that I am going to be saying in regards to UMax is it, is that actually happening as of right now? Because according to my end, I don't think there's nothing wrong with, the live stream that I'm currently doing as of right now, but I don't even know. But at the same time, I'm not going to worry too much about that because, I am going to still continue though, and I will, continue to make this live stream, of course. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna see if there's gonna be some, new comments as of right now, and I will just let X-Men 1981, say whatever that he wants to say because one thing that is for certain though, as of right now, is he is welcome in, yes, he is welcome in my live chat though. Yep. So that's the one thing that I am gonna be saying going forward. But anyways, give me 1 second. As of right now, is okay, so it's quite obvious as of right now, Daniel D, is you're just trying to be funny, in the live chat. But just give me 1 second so that way I can make sure if there's going to be some new people who happen to, leave comments and stuff like that. And by the way, since the new people are actually in my live chat, most likely I will make them into moderators, or should I say mods rather. But I could do it right now, but for some strange reason, it's not letting me though. But to the new people that are just here in the live chat, most likely I will make that happen though. But most likely it will happen, but right after this live stream. So hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from. So I would do it right now, but unfortunately, for some strange reason, I can't even do that. But I'm not too worried about it. But anyways, let me see if. Wait, hold on. Let me see what Daniel D is gonna be saying right now. Umbrella the elephant. Okay, so all I can really say as of right now, Daniel D, is that it's just absolutely funny that you just said that just now. That that you would call me a elephant. I mean, this is just funny that you literally just said that. But then again, this is just funny that you were just roasting me in my own live chat. But if this happens to be the case, then I don't even know what to tell you. Like, I really don't even know. Yep. But anyways, X-Men, if you're actually still here in the live chat, most likely I am going to be addressing, what just happened as of recently. And it's in regards to, and I do believe it's in regards to one of your community posts. But, I want to make sure if you're still in the live chat because most likely I will be defending you, from a certain individual, which keep in mind, I'm not going to be saying what his name is because X-Men, if you're actually still watching this, I do believe that I have made like at least one live stream in regards to that certain individual. But keep in mind, I'm not going to be saying his name whatsoever, but I'm pretty sure you know exactly who I'm referring to. And yes, at the same time, I have defended 98. I mean, I heard about what happened to, Black Sheep of the War 98, but I really hope he has that chance to, to come back, you know. But I'm not going to details here. But again, I'm not going to be saying what the full details are because I'm not going to be explaining about what happened though. But it's just very unexpected that his channel is not even on YouTube anymore. But hopefully that he will be making a comeback soon because myself and other people in this live chat, we have definitely have got a lot of respect for the homie Black Sheep of the Roar 98. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, not to mention when it comes to Black Sheep of the Roar 98, he has been supporting my content for the past 3 years or so. So it would be a shame if if he's not gonna be on YouTube anymore. But one thing that I am gonna be saying though, as of right now, is I can't really speak for Black Sheep though, but that's entirely up to him of what he actually wants to be doing though. So yeah. That's the one thing that I am gonna be saying going forward though. So X-Men, hopefully that you are still watching this as of right now because this is just my piece though, of course. But anyways, let me see if there's going to be any new comments really quick because I just want to make sure if there's going to be some people who happen to make an appearance. Okay, let me see what Miguel is going to be saying right here right now. Do you watch wrestling? Okay, so to answer your question as of right now, Miguel, I actually don't watch wrestling. So yeah, I do not even watch wrestling because, to be fair, it's not really, my thing as of right now, Miguel. So hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from because, it's just not really my thing though. Like I try to get into wrestling, but the end result is it's just not really, my cup of tea, of course. But if other people in the live chat happen to, enjoy wrestling, then, that's, their opinion, of course. So hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from. So to answer your question as of right now, Miguel, is I do not watch wrestling. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't even watch that. But let me see what Miguel is going to be saying as of right now. I respect that. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Miguel, is I do appreciate that you can understand where I am actually coming from. That you can actually, respect my opinion. But Miguel, if you actually do watch wrestling, then I can respect that as well because I can actually respect my friends who are wrestling fans. But I'm just not one of them, of course. I mean, there is a slight possibility that I could try to get into, the sport itself. I'm not quite sure wrestling is a sport though, but I might eventually get into it. But as of right now, I'm not quite sure if I, want to, watch it as of right now. But I do have some friends who are definitely into wrestling though. But it just, as of right now, I'm just not one of them. So it's a bit unfortunate, but that's the one thing that I am going to be saying going forward though. But anyways, let me see if there's going to be any, new comments as of right now because I just want to make sure. But anyways, let me see if there's going to be some more comments. And I think most likely I'm going to go on ahead and let X-Men 1991 say his piece on this. I mean, he is in the live chat, he did just say that, good evening to everybody in this live chat. And he is a, new subscriber. And that's the one thing that I have to give respect to, X-Men 1991. And one thing that I have to give respect to in regards to X-Men 1991 is I just, never thought that he would actually, roast his haters. So I'm not gonna be saying what their names are, but I know at least one of them know. But keep in mind, I'm not gonna be saying what his name is because this live stream is not about him though. Like it honestly just isn't though. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying going forward, though. But anyways, Ekman, if you're actually still in the side chat, I want to make sure if I could try to, promote your channel, and I want to make sure if I can, how do I say this? Show people that community post that you just made. So, okay, so to the people that are watching, hopefully that X-Men is okay with this because you could say that one of the certain individuals have been bothering X-Men 1991. And in all honesty, all I can really say as of right now is enough is a fucking enough. Like what Michael DeSanto would usually say in GTA 5, or rather Grand Theft Auto 5. And I can honestly agree where Michael is coming from. But keep in mind, Michael is actually a fictional character from, GTA, of course. But, I'm just, quoting him, if that makes any sense to you. But let me go on ahead and see if there's going to be some new comments though, because it's actually, really good to see that I'm actually seeing some new people, and that's the one thing that I actually do appreciate, though. But anyways, let's see if we can try to keep this, conversation going though, because I'm actually just enjoying this as of right now. Like I actually just am. Yep. But give me 1 second because I just want to make sure if people are gonna be, you know, continue to be saying their piece, of course. So give me 1 second because I most likely I'm gonna see if I can try to show people X-Men 1991's community post, but hopefully that he's actually gonna be okay with it. So but it was just actually quite a surprise that he was actually in my live chat, him supporting me and stuff like that, and that's the one thing that I gotta appreciate from X-Men though. And I'm gonna go on ahead and see if I can try to get more into his content though, of course. I mean, I may not be able to watch like every, one of his videos. I may not be able to watch every one of his videos though, but hopefully that I will have that chance to be doing so. But for the most part, I have been supporting like, YouTubers, the ones that are small who have been doing, StreamYard streams, you could say. Because for me personally, I want to be one of these types of people who actually, support other YouTubers, the small ones who actually do StreamYards. Yeah, because StreamYard for me personally, it is actually a good website to be on. I mean, hopefully in the future I'll be able to at least how do I say this make videos in the future, but I'm not gonna worry too much about that because all what you're getting as of right now is streams. Yes, you heard it, live streams though. I mean, I could try to do it in the future though, but I'm not quite sure how to do it though. But for the most part, all you're getting as of right now is streams though. And that's the one thing that I am going to be saying though going forward though. But anyways, let me see if there's going to be some more comments though because, I just want to make sure that you people can say whatever that you want to say as of right now. So most likely there are going to be some new comments though, but keep in mind, most likely I'm not going to be saying like certain like, names, of course, because this live stream is not about them, of course. I mean, from time to time we could say like code names if anything, but when it comes to like saying like their actual YouTube name, it's not going to happen though because this live stream is not about them whatsoever though. And for the most part, all I've been doing is just open forums, and that's the one thing that I am going to be focusing as of right now. Like, I'm just gonna tell it how it is, though. Like, for the most part, I just want to focus. This is the one thing that I am gonna be focusing as of right now, and that is open forums. So that's the one thing that I am gonna be saying, though. Okay, so the one thing that I am gonna be saying in regards to you, Miguel, is yeah, he is definitely like a loser, and not to mention, he is definitely a crybaby. Like, that is the one thing that I can definitely agree with you on as of right now. Yep. But as of right now, like if people actually want to roast a certain individual, that's fine though. But for me, I'm not even gonna be saying what their names are. Yes, I'm not gonna be saying what his name is. And other people. I'm not gonna say what the names are. Let me see if I could try to pin it really quick. Okay. So Miguel, one thing that I am gonna be saying though as of right now is I'm pretty sure that you can actually see that I pin your message, but keep this in mind, Miguel, it is only temporary because in a little while I want to make sure if I can share yes, X-Men 1991's community post because people need to know about what actually happened though because I know for a fact that this certain individual, again, I'm not gonna say what his name is, he has been bothering X-Men 1921. So it's like this. It's one thing that he went after my homie Black Sheep of the Word 98, but now he's gonna go after X-Men 1921. So this just proves that, all this guy wants to do is just cause drama for no reason whatsoever. So Miguel, I'm pretty sure you can agree where I'm actually coming from because, you know, this certain individual is known to be, starting shit with people, and he can claim that, his channel is about gaming when for the most part it's like this. The majority of his videos, it's like this. He wants to talk about drama and him starting shit with people. And I have been talking to people about this behind the scenes, of course. Like what you are gonna get in his channel is nothing but straight up drama at this point, and him starting shit with people. I mean, I'm not trying to make this live stream about him, but I'm actually just trying to make a point as of right now. So he could think whatever that he wants to, believe. Because at this point, if he keeps on doing drama, then he's going to end up losing more and more people. And not to mention, eventually, friends. Because myself and other people, and especially X Men 1991, we have actually called out this certain individual, though. And if he doesn't like it, then all I can really say as of right now is tough shit. That's the one thing that I am going to be saying, though, as of right now, because, I mean, think about it like this. It's like if he happens to respond, yes, we could just, not engage to it. But when he's actually making up lies about, myself and other people, then we are gonna fight back though. That's the one thing that I am gonna be saying though as of right now. So yeah, pretty much. But anyways, let me see if there's going to be some, new comments as of right now. But I do want to make sure if X-Men 1991 is actually still in, in the live chat because most likely, I want to be addressing more of his community posts, but I just want to make sure if he's actually going to still be, in the live chat, of course. Because one thing that is for certain, though, as of right now, I just want to make sure that he actually, I want him to be saying his piece, though, of course. But if he is unable to, still be in the live chat, then that's fine, though. But for me personally, I want to see if I can actually show people his community posts. So most likely it'll be in the live chat, but I don't think I want to, share my screen though. Not today, of course. I mean, I could think about it, but as of right now, I think most likely I'll just, put the link in the live chat because this actually just, caught my attention though. And I actually want to give a shout out to X-Men 1981 for actually, tagging me and, wait, did he? Oh, I do believe that he actually tagged me in his video, on his community post. Let me see. Oh, okay, then so he did actually. But anyways, one thing that I'm gonna be saying though, of course, is this definitely caught my attention though, and I am gonna be addressing it though. But keep this in mind, I am not gonna be addressing certain individuals though, but I am gonna be addressing X-Men 1991's community posts because for me personally, I want him to be able to say whatever that he wants to be saying though, of course. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying though going forward. But anyways, just give me 1 second so that way I can make sure that people are going to be saying whatever that they want to say really quick in the live chat. So anyway, to the people that are watching this right now, hopefully that you people happen to just enjoy this live stream as of right now. It may not be like a very fun live stream though, but as of right now, it is actually just a good one though. But hopefully that there are going to be some more people who happen to make an appearance in the live chat, though, of course. Yep. But anyway, to the people in the live chat, let's try to keep this conversation going because I'm actually just enjoying that, we're actually having conversation like this. And this is the whole point when it comes to live streams that, I just really enjoyed these types of live streams where we just, interact and I just, have that chance to just, say my piece to you people. Yep. But I'm not quite sure if there's gonna be like, the members in this community though, but that's entirely up to them, of course, because I can't really speak for the members in this community, of course, but that is entirely up to them of what they actually want to be doing at the end of the day. Yep. But one thing that is for certain though, as of right now, is I just happen to make, open forums that are like this though, of course, but yeah. But I'm not quite sure what they've been like doing though. But I'm not quite sure if they are going to be in the live chat though. But I can't really speak for them though because they are their own person, of course, or people, whatever you want to call it. People or person. It's like whatever at this point. But anyways, let me see if there's going to be some more comments though because live streams like this they become fun when whenever I see some comments though, of course. And if I happen to see some more comments, then most likely I will be able to check it out though, of course. But at the same time, let's just try to keep this conversation going though, because I just really like interacting with you people though. Yeah, and especially to Daniel D because I'm pretty sure that Daniel D. I'm not quite sure if he's still is here, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be trying to roast me in my own live chat, of course. But I don't even know. That is entirely up to Daniel Z of what he actually wants me doing though. But anyways, let me see if give me 1 second because just give me 1 second so that way I can make sure. Wait, hold on. Is it just me or did someone send me a DM really quick? Okay, I'm not too worried about people sending me DMs because I just want to focus more on this live stream, of course. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying though. Okay, so just give me 1 second though, and I really hope that there's gonna be some, more people though, because this is gonna be, a pretty interesting live stream that I am gonna be addressing though, of course. Yep. But I think that, people have been like, doing their own thing, but if people are like busy doing some things, then I can't really speak for them though. But one thing that is for certain though, as of right now, is this live stream is gonna continue regardless though. But let's just say if something were to come up though, then there's always next time when it comes to live streams in general though, of course. Yep. But the one thing that I am going to be doing though is I'm going to continue be yes, I am going to continue to be doing these types of live streams though, of course. But one thing that I am not going to stop doing is if it's, absolutely necessary, then I will be calling out, certain individuals. So, of course, I mean, I happened to make some live streams this year where I had to call out certain individuals, but I'm not going to say what their names are, but you can go on ahead and go to my channel and see who I actually, responded to. But keep in mind, those live streams were only necessary, of course, because it had to be done though. Because if my friends are having a hard time defending themselves, then for me personally I will step in. Like that is the one thing that is going to happen though, of course, because I know for a fact that one of the individuals, wait, hold on really quick. Okay, so just give me 1 second. Wait, is it just me or is one of my Facebook friends is actually trying to deactivate their Facebook messenger? I'm not even quite sure. But the one thing that I'm going to be saying though, as of right now, is I'm not quite sure that what one of my friends are actually going through as of right now. But I have to make sure that I actually, am there for him because I just, actually do care about, this special friend of mine that's actually on Facebook Messenger. And I think most likely I am going to be saying his name though because, this is just, this just happened just recently. Okay. So the one thing that I am going to be saying right now is this. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I think most likely I'm going to be saying what it is though. Okay. So one thing that I want to say in regards to the Flamehead 97, aka Bud Langley, is I actually do feel bad about what he's actually going through as of right now because, he shouldn't, deserve this bad stuff that's actually happening to him as of right now. So to the people in the live chat, if it actually means, this is the one thing that would mean a lot, especially for me. If you people in the live chat can actually, lend your support to the Flame of 97, aka Bud Langley, then I would appreciate it because, as of right now, if I'm gonna be honest with you people, this is the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though as of right now. The Flamehead 97, aka Bud Langley, is actually going through a lot as of right now. And for me personally, I want to make sure that I actually take good care of him because, he's going through a lot as we speak, though, and he can always reach out to me whenever he wants, especially in regards to, Facebook Messenger, of course. I mean, granted, me and him have had like, I guess you could say some fighting back then, but I'm not gonna address what it is though, because that's already irrelevant as of right now. And what matters is me and Bud Langley have actually made amends though. And I want to make sure that I actually work on my friendship with him because, he's going through a lot. Yes, he's going through a lot right now as we speak though. So hopefully to the people in the live chat, hopefully that you can actually lend your support to him. Because for me personally, I am going to continue to be supporting Bud. Yes, you heard it, the one and only Bud Langley. But I'm not quite sure what he's been, what he's been doing though. But he is always welcome in my live chat, and not to mention, he is always welcome in my streamer panels. Like he is. But I'm not quite sure what he has been doing though as of recently though. But all I can really say as of right now is hopefully that he'll be able to check out this live stream though, of course, because one thing that is for certain though as of right now is I am going to continue to support him, and that's the one thing that is going to matter as of right now. So yeah. And one thing that I'm going to be saying though in regards to the Flame 97, yes, you guessed it, the one and only Bud Langley is. I do believe that what he told me is he doesn't really have a lot of, real life friends though, of course. He does have online friends, but, you know, I just really wish that he can actually, meet his friends in person and, myself being one of them, of course. But unfortunately, as of right now, me and Bud live in, different states, you could say. I mean, it would just be amazing if I could just, have the chance to see him in person, though, of course. But I mean, think about it like this. I mean, let's say if I want to have a chance to meet with Bud in person, though, then I would have to, start working, save up money, and then eventually go actually see him in person, though, of course. I'm not quite sure if I want to say what state he is actually in right now, but I'm not gonna say what city he's actually in right now because I can actually respect Bud's privacy, of course. So I'm not gonna say what it is, though, of course, because unlike certain people, I can actually respect people's boundaries. And these types of people that are actually bothering Bud, these people really need to get alive. Or how about this one? These people need to get fucked because this is the one thing that I don't appreciate from people. Like you got certain people out there that want to bitch, moan, and complain. Actually, scratch that. They don't want to do that. They just want to, keep. How do I say this? They want to keep making fun of Bud, or in other words, they want to like poke the bear, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not gonna say poke the bear. But what I am gonna be saying though, as of right now, is they just want to keep making fun of Bud for no reason whatsoever. It's like and certain people want to claim that he's negative and stuff like that. It's like no, he isn't. It's like I've seen his content before, and he actually does make positive content though. But I mean, think about it like this though. If Bud tries to make content that's actually, how do I say this, drama related, then of course that's gonna get him views though. But if he tries to just make, content that's non-drama related though, then unfortunately that's not going to get him a lot of views though. Because as of right now, these days, unfortunately, drama on YouTube that gets a lot of views, and for me personally, I'm just trying to avoid making that type of content, which is, drama. But anyways, let me see who is in my live chat right here, right now. We've got Abstract Tom. How's it going? Anyways, it's good to see you right now, Abstract Tom. So the one thing I want to say in regards to you is this. Hopefully that you are doing well for yourself, and not to mention, hopefully that you are having a good day so far. But anyways, Abstract Tom, since you're actually here in the live chat, you are more than welcome to say whatever that you want to say as of right now. Yep. But anyways, I'm gonna go on ahead and see if you're gonna be saying whatever that you want to say as of right now after Tom. Yep. So by all means, just say whatever that you want to say, and then you can finally, say whatever that you want to say. But anyways, give me 1 second because I want to make sure if Abstract Tom is gonna be saying whatever that he needs to be saying. Okay, let me see what Abstract Tom is gonna be saying, or what I believe he is going to be saying. It's finally getting cold outside in my area. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Astra Tom, is that is actually, I guess you could say good news that it's actually getting cold in your area. But one thing I want to say in regards to you, Astra Tom, is do you actually like the cold weather? Because I'm not quite sure what type of weather do you actually like though. But Astra Tom, you if you can actually try to explain, or or try to elaborate, then I would appreciate that, you can understand where I'm actually coming from. But anyways, going forward, I want to make sure if you're going to be saying your piece, though, of course. But anyways, just say whatever that you want to say, and then most likely I'll be able to check out that comment though, of course. Okay, let me see what Abstract Tom's going to be saying, or what I believe he is going to be saying. I like mild weather, not cold weather. Oh, okay then. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Abstract Tom, is I just never thought that you would actually, be liking mild weather though. But if you don't like cold weather, then that is understandable if you don't actually like that type of weather though. But that's actually good that you actually just like mild weather. So I'm gonna go on ahead and assume that that's actually weather that's in the middle. Weather that is not too hot or too cold either. I guess you could say it's just balanced in a way. Oh, my bad, mild in a way. I mean, I would say balanced, but you did say mild in a way. So I can understand where you're actually coming from as of right now, Asher Tom. So yeah. But anyways, are there going to be any more comments still in the live chat? Because I'm actually just enjoying this live stream as of right now. Like, I really wish there would be some more people who will be commenting, of course, because I'm pretty sure that I've already got like the majority of your people's comments. So, but if I happen to miss some comments, then I do apologize for that because I just want people to say whatever that they want to say though in the live chat. Yep. But anyways, going forward, just give me 1 second and then I'll be able to let people say whatever that they want to say though, of course, because this is the whole point when it comes to live streams though. I mean, it was actually good to see that I'm seeing some more people that are in the live chat, of course, but I just really would appreciate it if there's going to be some, other people, of course. What I meant to say, the members in this community, of course, because, I have fully prepared for this live stream and, I want to make sure that, people can say whatever that they want to say, the people in the live chat, and not to mention the members in this community, of course. But what I'm actually looking forward to is the community in general, like the members in this community. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. I mean, I appreciate the people that's in the live chat, but I would also appreciate even more if the members were in the live chat though. But I think for the most part, they have been doing like their own thing, of course. So as of right now, I really can't speak, for them because like I said, they are their own person, though, of course. So yes, they are their own people. But I'm just very thankful now that they have strongly been supporting my content, of course, and hopefully that I'll be able to see more of them in the live chat, of course. Or what I meant to say is hopefully I'll be able to see them in future live streams, of course. And yes, they are always welcome in my live chat at any time. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying though going forward. But anyways, I want to make sure if you people are going to be, going to continue to be saying your piece, of course, because this is the whole point when it comes to live streams, though, of course. So yeah. But anyways, just give me 1 second, and then I'll be able to make sure if there's going to be some other comments, though. But I think certain people have been like busy, which I can understand, though, of course. But I'm just doing like my very best to make sure I can provide these types of live streams, of course, because I know for a fact that you people happen to just, enjoy these types of live streams. And, that's the one thing that I am going to be saying, though, going forward, though. Okay, so just give me 1 second and then I will be able to, try to check out some comments. Or as a matter of fact, let me see if I can try to do that. Okay, let me go on ahead and see what After Tom going to be saying, or I believe he's going to be saying. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, After Tom, is I'm not quite sure if that's even, a thing. I don't know. But at the same time, I don't even know what to say in regards to what you just said. Like, on that note, I mean, I don't know if I want to, engage in that question though, because I don't know much about that question. But at the same time, Astro Tom is you can believe whatever that you want to believe though, of course. But it's just unfortunately, as of right now, is I can't really answer that question though because I don't know anything about that though. So yeah, if you were expecting me to for me to try to answer your question though, then I do apologize as of right now, Astro Tom, but I do not know anything about that though, of course. But anyways, going forward, let me see what Astro Tom's gonna be saying or what I believe he is going to be saying right now. I might go live tomorrow, but I don't know what to go live about. Oh, okay then. So the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Extra Tom, is that's up to you of what you actually want to be doing though. But I'm not quite sure if you're gonna be going live in this channel or your other channel because if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that you said at one point that this channel that you're using though as of right now, this is your main channel, and your other one is your secondary one. So for this one, you just make videos and whatnot, and for the other one, you make streams though, of course. And I do believe in this, your main channel, which is this one, Astro Tom, is I do believe that you actually gave me, or did you make a shout out for me? Because I could have sworn that you actually did one for me. I don't even know. But Astro Tom, I do appreciate the shout out that you actually, did gave to me. So if you want to give me like more shout outs in the future, then I would appreciate it because, I just really appreciate, shout outs in general. I honestly do. But let me see if there's going to be some more comments from you. But anyways, that's what Tom. All I can really say as of right now is you're more than welcome to say whatever that you want to say in the live chat, especially if if it includes a shout out and stuff like that. Because I actually looked into your channel and it should be this one, your main channel, and I did see that you did make a shout out for me, but not the other one though. But it's actually just this one, of course. But that's the one thing that I am going to be saying though going forward though. But let me see if I get to this comment before I get to some of the new people though, of course. So anyway, to the new people, let me see if I can try to get to these comments and then I will get to the new ones. Okay, let me see what Astro Tom is saying or what I believe he is going to be saying. The last time I went live was 7 months ago. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Extra Tom, is that is actually good to know that the last time that you actually went live was actually 7 months ago. I mean, it has been like a while, or should I say a mad while, since you actually, did a live stream like that was over 7 months ago. And I just never thought that you would actually, be doing a live stream, for that long, which was 7 months ago. But at the same time, Master Tom, I mean, it would be, cool if you can actually, do some more of those live streams. And they should be StreamYard, but I don't think it's gonna be in this one, your main channel, and I think most likely it'll be on your other channel. So I can understand where you're coming from. But anyways, let me see who is in my live chat right here, right now. We've got Sonya the Scene Girl. How's it going? Anyways, it's good to see you right now, Sonya. So the one thing I want to say in regards to you is this: hopefully that you are doing well for yourself, and not to mention, hopefully that you are having a good day so far. But anyway, Sonia, since you're actually here in my live chat, you are more than welcome to say whatever that you want to say, though. So yeah, that's the one thing that I am going to be saying. Oh, by the way, Sonia, since you're actually here in my live chat, X-Men 1991 was actually here in my live chat just earlier. So I'm not quite sure if he's actually still watching this as of right now. But Sonia, if you actually look closely in my live chat, you could just tell that X-Men 1991 was actually in my live chat. And if you don't know who X-Men 1991 is, let's just say that is one of Black Sheep of the World 98's subscribers slash supporters. So just to give you a heads up on that. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Miguel, is I can just tell that you're just trying to, joke with me, but at the same time, I actually don't mind the jokes though. But Sonya, if you're actually still here in the live chat, if you actually look really closely, you could just see that X-Men 1901 is actually here in my live chat. So just to give you a heads up on that, so you should be able to check it out. So I don't even know. So yeah. But let me see if there's going to be some. Okay, so let me see. There's going to be some more comments. So Okay then. Wait, hold on, give me 1 second really quick. Okay, this is the one thing that I am going to be saying though as of right now. Give me 1 second really quick because I want to make sure if I get to some of these comments. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Miguel, is this. I mean, I do appreciate the jokes, but I would appreciate it if you can, tell me about the jokes because if you're trying to make fun of X-Men 1991's name, then that's the one thing that I'm not going to appreciate. I mean, to be fair with you, Miguel, X-Men 1991, yes, 1991. He's actually here in my live chat, for a reason though, and that is actually one of Black Sheep of the Word 98 subscribers slash supporters. So I would appreciate if you can tone it down a bit with the jokes though. But if you want to tell jokes about me only, then that's fine though. But when it comes to like other people though, then I don't know. I just wouldn't do that though, of course. So hopefully you can understand where I'm actually coming from, Miguel. I mean, I like you, but I would appreciate if you could try to tone down with the jokes. I'm just saying. Okay, let me see what Sonny's gonna be saying or what I believe she's gonna be saying. That's awesome that X-Men is here. Yep. So the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Sonia, is that is actually just awesome that X-Men 1991 is actually here in my live chat. So that's the one thing that I am gonna be saying though. But I think he's been like doing some I mean he was here though, but I think he's got like other stuff to be doing though, of course. But in regards to X-Men 1991, hopefully he'll be able to support my content even more though, because one thing that is for certain though, as of right now, is Black Sheep of the War 98. Yes, he is one of my homies, and I can, trust him. As of right now, I actually do trust Black Sheep of the War 98. So that's the one thing that I'm going to be saying though going forward. But, yeah. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Miguel, is I do appreciate that you understand where I'm coming from. That I do believe that you just said that my bad, I will stop. Okay, so I do appreciate that, Miguel. I mean, granted, you could tell your jokes, but if it's only me only, then that's fine though. But if other people are not comfortable with your jokes, then I mean, one thing that is for certain though is your jokes are funny though, but if other people cannot like understand them, then the best thing to do is just joke with me, Miguel. I mean, I like your jokes, but you could just tell your jokes in regards to me though. So yeah, hopefully you can understand where I'm actually coming from. Please, Miguel, whenever you get the chance, just let me know about your what's going to be your main channel. So just let you know about that. Okay, so the one thing that I am going to be saying though is we just reached the 1 hour mark, so I'm gonna go on ahead and keep this live stream for another 2 more hours, and after that, I'm gonna end this live stream around the 3 hour mark. So that's the one thing that I am gonna be saying though. So keep this in mind. We've got like plenty of time to be to be doing this live stream, of course. So that's the one thing that I am gonna be saying though going forward. So, anyways, let's just try to keep this conversation going though as of right now, because as of right now, we've got like plenty, like literally plenty of time for us to be interacting though, of course, and just I'm just really hoping that there's gonna be some more, random topics for us to cover though. So if you people in the live chat have any like random topics that you want to cover, then by all means just say whatever that you want to say though. So that's the one thing that I'm gonna be saying. Let me see what Miguel's gonna be saying right here, right now. Or wait, hold on just a second. Is this what I believe he's gonna be saying though, or I don't know? But I'm pretty sure that Miguel can, understand or understood that he can acknowledge that what I'm actually saying though as of right now. Yep. But anyways, one thing that I'm going to be saying though as of right now is Miguel, if you are actually yes, if you are not a moderator or should I say a modest right now, I could make you want to enter right now. I tried doing that, but for some strange reason, it's not letting me though. But I think most likely I will be able to do that, but right after the live stream, though, of course. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying, though. But anyways, I happen to see some new comments, so hopefully these are the ones. Okay, let me see what Astro Tom's going to be saying, or what I believe he is going to be saying. Robert Downey Jr. is back in Marvel as Doctor Doom. Oh yeah, I actually did heard about that, Astra Tom. So the one thing I want to say in regards to your comment though is I actually just want to give my take on that. So it is actually quite a surprise that, the one and only Robert Downey Jr. is actually back in Marvel as Doctor Doom though. But sadly though, he will not come back as Iron Man though. I mean, all I can really say as of right now is I'm pretty sure that fans were used to seeing him as, the one and only Iron Man, aka Tony Stark. But hopefully when Robert Downey Jr. plays as Doctor Doom, hopefully it's gonna be like worth something though, of course. So that's the one thing that I am gonna be saying though. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Miguel, is I do appreciate that you can understand, or should I say understand that, you know what I'm actually saying though. But anyways, let me see if we can try to get back to the topic at hand. Okay, so all I can really say as of right now is when it comes to Robert Downey Jr. as, Doctor Doom, I'm pretty sure he'll make an even bigger, comeback in a way. I mean, think about it like this. He was a hero, but I guess now he'll become a villain though. But I don't even know. But all I can really say as right now is for me personally, I did heard about like they should be able to like make a new movie in regards to Doctor Doom and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure that the Avengers will be in it though, of course. So that's the one thing that I am gonna be saying though. Wait, the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though as of right now. Okay, so this is the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Esther Tom. Is this actually true that one of the villains is actually gonna be coming back? So I do believe that you said that Thanos is back as a superhero, and I thought at one point you were gonna say, thanks. It's like what kind of a, how do I say this? What kind of a, villain, or should I say super villain is thanks? I mean, to be fair, it's like, the word thanks is like when you actually thank someone. That's the whole point when it comes to, thanks in a way. But I'm most certain that you just said that it was, Thanos in a way. So that's the one thing that I'm going to be saying. But yeah. Wait, hold on just a second. Is this what I think? Is this what I think that I'm actually seeing as of right now in my live chat? So one thing that I want to say in regards to both of you, Miguel and Abstract Tom. So yes, this goes out to Abstract Tom and Miguel. Is this actually going to be a thing though? That it's actually going to be raining in like I'm not quite sure what area it's going to be in, but I do believe that you did say that it was in the state of California though. So that's one thing that I am going to be addressing though as of right now is I'm not quite sure like what's been like going on when it comes to like rain and stuff like that. But if I'm going to be honest with you, as of right now, when it comes to the both of you, is rain just comes out of nowhere. Like it just doesn't. I don't even know. But all I can really say as of right now is I think this is what the climate is these days. For what reason, I have no idea why is it like this. Like I don't know. Let me see what Astro Tom's gonna be saying, or what I believe he is going to be saying. It's been bone dry here in Illinois. Oh, okay then. So the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Astro Tom, is has it been like dry in Illinois? I mean, I don't even know. But I think one of the popular, cities in Illinois is I'm trying to remember what the name is. Give me 1 second really quick. It should be the city of Chicago because it's like big. It may not be like, super huge when it comes to, I will say that for content purposes. It may not be like, huge like Los Angeles in a way. And I'm pretty sure that the city of Los Angeles is like, the biggest city in California. I mean, it's quite obvious at this point. And from what I've been, gathering or, what I've been hearing though is I do believe that there is a total of 3 million people that's actually living in the city of Los Angeles. And all I can really say as of right now is that is like literally so many people that's actually in the city of Los Angeles. Yep. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I just never thought that Los Angeles would be like, huge in a way. Like, I'm just gonna say it how it is as of right now. But let me see if I can get to some, other comments though really quick because what I'm actually saying though as of right now is it's actually pretty, pretty true as of right now. But let me see if I can try to get to some other comments really quick because, I want to make sure that people, can say their piece though, of course. Okay, so just give me 1 second really quick. Okay, let me see what Astroton going to be saying or what I believe he is going to be saying. Chicago is dangerous, and Chicago is the third largest U.S. city. Oh, okay then. So the one thing I want to say in regards to Chicago, or rather the city of Chicago, is I just never thought that it would be like the third largest U.S. city. But at the same time, is it actually dangerous, Astro Tom? If you could try to explain or elaborate of why Chicago is dangerous, then I just would appreciate if you can actually try to explain or elaborate, if Chicago is dangerous. But can you actually explain or elaborate why Chicago is dangerous, though? Because to be fair, Astro Tom, I have never even visited Chicago, like ever, though. I don't even know. But it's up to you, Astro Tom. But that's the one thing I want to say in regards to you. Okay, let me see what Miguel is going to be saying right here, right now. Who is better, Spider Man or Spider Gwen? Okay, so to answer your question, as of right now, Miguel is that's a bit debatable, but I'm gonna have to most likely lean towards Spider Man. I mean, I would say Spider Gwen though, but unfortunately, I don't really know Spider Gwen like that. So hopefully, you can understand where I'm actually coming from, because unfortunately, I don't know anything too much about Spider Gwen, but I haven't seen, just Spider Man, of course. I mean, to be fair, there have been like, adaptations. You could say like, other adaptations, when it comes to, Spider Man himself. But that's the one thing that I'm going to be saying though going forward though. But let me see what Atroton going to be saying or what I believe he is going to be saying. Chicago has very dangerous gang activity, shootings, and poverty. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Astro Tom, is that is just very unexpected that, Chicago would be considered to be very dangerous due to its gang activity, shootings, and not to mention poverty as well. Like, I just never thought that, that would be, a thing, of course. Like, that is just, very unexpected, especially for me, though, of course. But as of right now, actually, Tom, I should be glad that I'm not nowhere near in the city of Chicago because, I never actually visited Chicago. But yeah. But let me see if there's gonna be some, more comments though, of course, because what I'm actually seeing though as of right now is I actually just enjoy the fact that you people have been just expressing yourself, and that's the one thing that I gotta appreciate from you people though, of course. But let me see if there's gonna be some more comments though, because I am gonna keep this live stream going though, and yeah, that's the one thing that I'm gonna be saying going forward. Yep. But if there are gonna be some like new people in the live chat, or better yet, the members in this community, then overall, I just would appreciate it. Like, if I'm gonna say it how it is, I just would really appreciate, if there's gonna be some, new people, of course. But at the same time, I really can't speak for any of the new people. But that this is just coming from my opinion, of course. But anyways, let me see if there's gonna be some more comments because I'm pretty sure that Astro Tom wants to continue to be saying his piece, especially yes, especially in regards to Chicago though. But let me see what Astro Tom gonna be saying or what I believe he is going to be saying right now. The most dangerous street in the United States is in Chicago's South Side. Oh, okay then. All I can really say is of right now, Astro Tom is. I just never thought that Chicago would be considered dangerous, especially on the South Side or in the South Side. So all I can really say as of right now is that it's just very unexpected that Chicago's South Side would be considered extremely dangerous though, of course. But actually, Tom, one thing that I want to say in regards to that is that actually been like true and stuff like that? Because all I can really say as of right now is when it comes to like Chicago, like is it like is every part of the city like dangerous? Because you did say that only the south side of Chicago is considered like the most dangerous of all. I don't know, but keep this in mind, Astro Tom. If you have been to Chicago before, then I can understand where you're coming from. But me personally, I haven't got a chance to visit Chicago, though. Of course, I just don't know anything much about the city, unfortunately. But I'm pretty sure it is like the largest city, though. But it's like what you just said. It's most likely just the third largest city because there are like other cities, though, of course. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying, though, in regards to you. But let me see if there's gonna be some, other comments, of course, because I'm just enjoying this live stream and yeah. Okay, so just give me 1 second and I'll be able to see if there's gonna be some more comments. Okay, so just give me 1 second. Okay. So the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Astro Tom, is okay. So I do believe that you just said that only the north side of Chicago is welcoming to visitors. Okay, so all I can really say as of right now is I do appreciate you're actually, giving me an update that, the north side is actually, I guess you could say a lot more safer than, the south side. So on that note, I can, understand where you're actually coming from as of right now, Abstract Tom. But let me see if there's gonna be some, more comments though, of course, because what I'm actually seeing though as of right now is this is just, amazing of what I'm actually checking out. Okay. So just give me 1 second and then I'll be able to make sure if there's gonna be some, more comments though, of course. So I just really appreciate it. Okay, let me see what Afterton going to be saying, or what I believe he is going to be saying right here, right now. The west side of Chicago is not welcoming to visitors. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Afterton, is this actually true that the west side of Chicago is not welcoming to visitors? But I do have a quick question for you, Astro Tom. But what about like the east side though? Like it's got to be welcoming to visitors, of course, because as of right now, you just told me that the north side is safe, but except for the south side and the west side. But if you can actually let me know about the east side, then I would appreciate it, Astro Tom. So yeah, that's the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though going forward. Okay, so just give me 1 second and then I'll be able to check out some comments. So yeah, give me 1 second. Okay, let me see what Miguel is going to be saying right now. Okay, I'm gonna leave. I'll see you later, Umbrella. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Miguel, is I do appreciate that you were in my live chat, but at the same time, whenever you can get the chance, hopefully that you can let me know what your main channel is, and then most likely I will make that into a moderator or rather a mod, of course. But just let me know whenever you actually get the chance to be doing so. Yep. But I'm pretty sure that Miguel has already like left already. But I do appreciate that he was actually here though. So that's the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though going forward though. But let me see if there's gonna be some other comments though, of course. So just give me 1 second and I'll be able to make it happen. Okay, let me see what Atraton gonna be saying or what I believe he's gonna be saying. There is no east side of Chicago because Lake Michigan is in the way. Oh, okay then. So the one thing I want to say in regards of what you just said. Okay, so this is the one thing that I want to say in regards to you, Esther Tom. So is this actually true that Lake Michigan is there, or I don't even know. So are you actually trying to say that Chicago is right next to the Lake of Michigan or the state of Michigan? Esther Tom, if you try to explain or elaborate of what you just said, then I would appreciate it because you know I'm not quite sure what to think as of right now. So if there is no east side, if there is it like is Chicago like right next to Michigan, or is there literally a lake right next to Chicago? Because I don't even know. I mean, I'm not even quite sure, but it would be cool if you could try to elaborate. Okay, let me see what Tom gonna be saying, or what I believe he's gonna be saying. Chicago is next to Lake Michigan, a huge fresh water body. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Extra Tom, is I just never thought that that would actually be a thing. Of course, yep. But I might have to consider doing some research when it comes to Chicago and the Lake of Michigan. But I just never thought that it would be right next to it. Of course, and I just never thought that the Lake of Michigan would be like huge. Of course, yep. But let me see if there's gonna be some, more comments though, because I want to make sure that people are gonna be saying whatever that they want to say, and that's the one thing I appreciate it. Okay, let me see what Asherton gonna be saying, or what I believe he is going to be saying right here, right now. Downtown Chicago is next to Lake Michigan. Navy Pier and lakefront trails are the main tourist attractions along the lake. Oh, okay then. All I can really say is right now, after Tom, is I just never thought that downtown Chicago would be next to Lake Michigan, and and I guess you could say it's like there is also a Navy Pier, and then also lakefront trails. I just never thought that those would be like the main tourist attractions, along the lake. Yep. I mean, who knows? Maybe I will have a chance to visit Chicago, or even like the you know how do I say this? The Lake of Michigan. Okay, let me see what you are going to be saying after Tom, or what I believe you're going to be saying right now. Is Los Angeles dangerous? Okay, so to answer your question really quick, after Tom, is I have visited Los Angeles, but all I can really say as of right now is I can't quite describe it if it's actually dangerous though, because I don't know too much about it. But I'm pretty sure that there are like certain areas in Los Angeles that are just dangerous though. But I just can't quite tell though. I mean, Los Angeles should have like a north side and a west side, a east side, and finally a south side. But I don't know too much anything about that, actually, Tom. I honestly just don't know anything about that though. I mean, I would have to look into that, but I just don't have a answer for that. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Esther Tom, is if I were to come to Chicago, then you did told me that these certain how do I say this, areas are like the safe neighborhoods or whatever you want to call them. I can't really say those names though. Yes, I can't really say those names though because I don't even know how to pronounce those names correctly, unfortunately, Astro Tom. So hopefully you can understand where I'm actually coming from. But anyways, going forward, Let me see if there's gonna be some other comments though. So just give me 1 second, and I'll be able to make sure that I actually, check it out. Okay. But anyways, going forward, let me see if I can get to some other comments though, of course. So just give me 1 second. Okay, let me see what Astro Tom's gonna be saying right here, right now. You live in a rural area? Okay, so to answer your question as of right now, Astro Tom is unfortunately no. I will say this though, I do live in a suburban area, but I'm not going to be saying what the full details are. So, and here I thought that you would say that I would live in, in a urban area. And if you don't know what urban is, that's like the city life, well, obviously, such as, Chicago and Los Angeles. So, yeah. But the one thing that I'm going to be saying though, as of right now, is I have visited Los Angeles, and I can honestly say that Los Angeles is a urban area. So just to give you a quick heads up on that, after Tom. So I'm pretty sure you can agree where I'm actually coming from. But to answer your question, I live in a suburban area. And to be honest, I actually don't mind it at all. Like I really don't even mind it whatsoever. But at the same time, I don't think I'm like a fan of rural area if I'm going to be honest with you, but possibility, how do I say this? Urban area. But yeah. But let me see if I can get you some other comments though really quick, because as of right now, I'm just enjoying these types of, conversations. Okay, so just give me 1 second. I'll be able to make sure if I can actually check out some more comments though really quick, because what you people are actually saying though as of right now in the live chat is actually some pretty interesting. Well, as of right now, I can only see Astro Tom though, but I'm just waiting to see if there's gonna be some other people though, of course. Okay, let me see what Astro Tom is gonna be saying, or what I believe he's gonna be saying right now. Do you know Times Square in New York has a 24/7 live camera in color? Okay, so to answer your question as of right now, Abstract Tom is no. Unfortunately, I did not know that, that Times Square in New York City has like a 24/7 live camera in color. But one thing you got to understand as of right now, Abstract Tom, is I actually never visited New York City. Well, to be fair, I've only visited like certain areas in, you know, the United States or US for sure. So yeah, but you can say whatever that you want to say. It's like U.S. or United States of America. Yep, that's the full name. So that's the one thing that I'm going to be saying, though, of course. Wait, what did I say just now? Oh, that's right. It's like or USA or just United States, of course. But people have their preference on whatever that they want to call it, though, of course. But keep this in mind, Astro Tom. All I can really say as of right now is I just never got a chance to visit like certain areas, though. When it comes to, how do I say this? The US, or should I say United States, or better yet, USA, and not to mention United States of America. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying though going forward. But anyways, one thing that I'm going to be saying though as of right now is I have to go check on something, so I will be right back. Okay, so I am finally back. So I do apologize for that 5 minute delay. I just had to go and take a quick phone call. But anyways, I am back. So hopefully that I did not miss a lot when it comes to, you know, the people in the live chat. So anyways, all I can really say as of right now is hopefully that there's gonna be some more comments. So anyways, I think most likely that I just, put the link to X-Men 1991's community post. So to the people that are watching this as of right now, I would recommend that you actually go and check it out though, and just tell them that, how do I say this? Just tell them that, Umbrella, which is myself, that sent you. Yep. You could tell them that I actually sent you myself, which goes, who is Umbrella for short. But anyways, let's just continue with this live stream already because I just want to make sure that, people can actually say whatever that they want to say though, of course, and not to mention that, I'm just really hoping that, you people have been just enjoying yourselves in regards to, this live stream, of course. So hopefully that there's gonna be some, more comments because all I can really say, is I have been enjoying this live stream though, and I'm really hoping that there's gonna be some more comments though. And here I was, was going to expect that members in this community that, who are gonna be saying that, their piece, of course. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm actually seeing that as of right now. Yep. But hopefully, when hopefully in my future live streams, hopefully that the members in this community will happen to make an appearance, though, of course. But if not, I can't really speak for them, of course. Yep. But anyways, going forward, I'm gonna go on ahead and see that if there's going to be anything else in the live chat. So just give me 1 second. Because all I can really say as of right now is I just want to make sure if there's gonna be something new really quick. So yeah. Okay, so I just happened to see some, I'm actually seeing that, some of my friends are actually trying to DM me behind the scenes, but at the same time, if they actually just want to, come by my live chat and say whatever that they want to say, though, of course, then that's entirely up to them, though, because, I always appreciate my friends, who always, support me and happen to make an appearance on my live chat. And then if they want to, they're always welcome to join my StreamYard panels, because, they're my friends, though, of course. So let me see what Astro Tom's going to be saying right here, right now. This was a great live stream. Oh, okay. Then all I can really say as of right now, Astro Tom, is I just appreciate that you actually said that to me just now. That you actually do enjoy, like, these types of live streams, and hopefully that you are going to be able to continue to be saying your piece, though, of course. But that's entirely up to you of what you actually want to be saying, though, Astro Tom. But going forward, all I can really say as of right now is you could say whatever that you want to say though as of right now because thankfully as of right now I don't have like any issue of you actually trying to say whatever that you want to say, of course, but that's clearly up to you of what you actually want to be doing though, of course. So yeah, that's the one thing that I can, actually appreciate from you. But anyways, Astro Tom, if you're like the only one that's here in the live chat, then by all means, let's just try to keep this conversation going, though, of course, because I just really appreciate that more and more people happen to, you know, continue to be saying their piece, of course. But Astro Tom, since you're actually here in the live chat, which hopefully that you are, hopefully that you're going to be able to check out that community post, though, of course, because what X-Men 1991 just said right now is definitely or is true. So he is definitely speaking facts, though, of course, because let's just say that this certain individual, he has got to leave people alone, and now he is targeting X-Men 1991 all because he subscribes and is supporting Black Sheep of the War 98. It's like, really, why does he even care of why we support Black Sheep of the War 98? Because it's like, why he should care. Like, tell me one reason why he should care. Because for me personally, he is one of my homies, and he has been like supporting my content for the past 3 years. and he is always welcome in my live chat at any time. Like that is the one thing that I am going to be saying in regards to the homie Black Sheep of the War 98. And and if this sort of individual has got a huge problem that I'm actually supporting him, then that is his own problem, not my problem. Like I'm being for real on this. That is not my own problem. That is his own. That is his problem. Yep. Nobody but his own, and especially not my own. But I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there's gonna be something else in the live chat because if it means anything, that I would just highly recommend that you people actually check out that community post because it is actually pretty important though, of course. Because all I can really say as of right now is everything on that community post is indeed true though. I mean, I could defend X-Men 1901, if I actually want to, but yeah. I mean, yes, I could defend him, but I'm not going to be addressing that certain individual though, because again, what's the point of actually, yeah, all I can really say as of right now is what's the point of actually, mentioning him whatsoever? I'm very thankful as of right now is I'm not even gonna be saying his full name though, of course, because this live stream is not about him because this is an open forum after all. So that is the one thing that I am gonna be saying though, of course. But anyways, just give me 1 second, and I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there's gonna be some, more comments though, because all I can really say as of right now is I just want to make sure that people can actually continue to be saying their piece, of course. And I'm pretty sure that After Tom is actually still here in the live chat. Okay, let me see what After Tom's gonna be saying, or what I believe he's gonna be saying right now. What should I do on my MacBook if I'm bored? Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, After Tom, is you could do whatever that you want to do, especially if it's in regards to your MacBook. But I'm not quite sure what you like to do in your so-called activities, Asher Tom. But you could do whatever that you want to be doing, though. Of course, I mean there are stuff to be doing though, like if you do have a MacBook. But Asher Tom, if you're gonna be asking me if I have a MacBook, no, I actually don't. I actually just use Windows, if anything, because for me personally, Windows is actually simple to be using. I mean, I could eventually try out a MacBook, but at the same time, you know, I just feel like MacBooks are like too advanced for me. So hopefully you can understand where I'm actually coming from because, unfortunately, it's not really my cup of tea. Okay, let me see what Asher Tom's going to be saying or what I believe he's going to be saying. What should I do in Moneycraft if I'm bored? Okay, so the one thing I'm gonna be saying though, as of right now, is okay. So what I meant to say is Minecraft. Okay, so what you can actually do on that, gaming, platform or whatever you want to call it is, I'm pretty sure that that game. Well, obviously it's a game though, but you could do whatever that you want when it comes to that, game, of course. Yes, that specific game. But at the same time, I don't really play the game if I'm gonna be honest with you, Astro Tom. But I think at one point I used to play it though, but it's not really my cup of tea, of course. But I'm pretty sure that it is popular to this very day, of course. But there's like other games that are considered popular though. But if that game is actually so popular, then all I can really say as of right now is that's up to people in general of what they actually want to be playing though, of course. But anyways, going forward, let me see if there's gonna be something else that's been going on in the live chat because I just want to make sure that people have that chance to be, saying their piece, of course. So that's the one thing that I am gonna be saying though going forward. So just give me 1 second, and then I'm gonna go on ahead and see that, yeah, that's the one thing that I'm gonna be saying. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there's going to be some other comments though. So yeah, but anyways, I'm just gonna go on ahead and see if there's gonna be some more comments, of course. Because I think as of right now, I'm just seeing is Abstract Tom, of course. But at the same time, all I can really say as of right now is I'm just gonna go on ahead and wait and see if Abstract Tom is gonna be, to be saying his piece, of course. Yep. So all I can really say as of right now, Extra Tom, is I have been enjoying, this conversation with you, and I'm hopefully that you have some more topics for me to talk about with you because, thankfully as of right now, I don't have an issue with you, and most likely that I never will because you have been like strongly in supporting my content, though, of course, and that's the one thing that I gotta appreciate from you, and I just really hope that you'll be able to continue to be saying whatever that you want to say, though, as of right now in the live chat. But let me see. I want to make sure if I'm missing some comments though, or hopefully that I'm not though, because I should have been able to get the majority of the comments though, of course. But let me see if I can, check these out though, or wait. I think most likely I already got to them. But anyways, let's just, keep this live stream going though, because eventually I am going to end it though, of course. It would be just fantastic if my friends ever have the chance to join my live streams, of course. But I think as of right now, they're like busy though, of course. But I just can't force my friends to be joining though, because, for the most part, they've been doing like their own thing, of course. But one thing that does matter though, as of right now, is there are times where I just interact with my friends behind the scenes though, of course, because in my own personal opinion, I just interact with my friends more, behind the scenes. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying though going forward. But let me see if there's going to be some other comments though, of course, because I think I'm starting to see some new comments, which I will get to in just a bit. So all I can really say as of right now is this is just, amazing that, you people have been like supporting me. Okay. So the one thing that I am going to be saying though, as of right now, after Tom, is I'm not quite sure what you said or what I believe you're going to be saying, but didn't you just say that it snows one snowflake in like June of 1910 in Chicago? Wait, is this actually true, Extra Tom? Is like, is there literally one snowflake during that year in like, I don't know, like the month of June? I think what we meant to say is June of 1910, of course, but I'm not even quite sure about that. I don't know anything about that, Extra Tom. But is that like in like history or something? I mean, I don't mind history, but at the same time, it's like there are times where I can have a hard time understanding history, though. But hopefully, you can understand where I'm coming from. That I don't know anything all that much when it comes to history, of course. So hopefully, you can understand where I'm actually coming from, Extra Tom. But if you yourself actually like history, then I can actually respect your opinion if you actually do like some history, of course. But anyway, if you can actually try to elaborate or explain about about like the whole one snowflake, then I would appreciate it. But hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from, Master Tom. I don't know anything about that. Unfortunately, I just don't know anything about that though. Yeah, it's been unfortunate, but I just don't know anything too much about that though. But I'm gonna go on ahead and wait and see if you are willing to be saying your piece, of course, because I just want to make sure that how do I say this, that people can actually say their piece, of course. Well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure I'm only seeing is at least some people though, of course. But I'm really hoping for like future live streams, especially the ones that are gonna be the ones that I will be making though. Hopefully that the members in the community will happen to make an appearance though, of course, because my live streams become a lot more fun if they're willing to be in the live chat. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Asher Tom, is I believe what you just told me just now that you just took vitamin D3. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Asher Tom, is if that makes you feel any better, then that's fine. If you want to just be taking some vitamin D3. I don't know anything about that, but if it's like some type of medicine, Asher Tom, then I can understand where you're coming from. That if you actually want to just take some, vitamin D3, though, of course, because if it's absolutely necessary, then that is actually understandable. Like if I mean, it's not just you, but people in general want to be taking some, vitamin D3 though. So on that note, I can, actually understand where you're actually coming from. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though, going forward though, of course. But anyways, all I can really say as of right now is hopefully that you can actually, understand where I'm actually coming from. Yep. But anyways, Asher Tom, let's just try to keep this conversation going though, because I can just tell that you just like to support my content though, and I'm just really hoping that you can actually tell me some more stuff about you. So yeah. But Asher Tom, the one thing that I was trying to say in regards to you is I did believe that you were gonna go on ahead and just say your piece in regards to the whole one snowflake that came out, or that was in June of 1910, in Chicago. So that is the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though in regards to you. But as for Tom, I'm just trying to wait and see if you're gonna try to answer my question in regards to, you know what I mean. So I don't know, but at the same time, just take your time if you want to try to answer that question. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Atra Tom, is I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be eating for dinner, though. I mean, I haven't got a chance to be eating dinner, though, but at the same time, all I can really say as of right now is hopefully that I will be able to find something to eat, something to eat for dinner, though. But at the same time, I'm gonna continue to be doing this live stream, of course, because I do like making live streams that are like this, of course. But by all means, let's just try to keep this going, though, of course, because I just really like these types of live streams. Like I honestly just really do like them. You know. I mean, what I meant to say is right now is I do like them, but I really like them if more people show up in the live chat, or better yet, if the members in this community happen to be in the live chat. That's how live stream become more fun in my own personal opinion, though, of course. So that is the one thing that I'm going to be saying going forward. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Esther Tom, is I do believe that you did say that one snowflake was observed in 1910 in Chicago, but who know what happened that day? Oh, okay. Well, to be fair, Esther Tom, I don't think you were actually born in that year, which is 1910, but at least you tried to explain what it is, though, of course. But if you actually have some ancestors who were actually, born in that year, then I guess you could say you can get some answers from them, of course. And by answers, I mean like family members, of course. Yep, you can actually get that from your family members because I'm pretty sure that they know the history of that one snowflake, of course. Yep. I mean, who knows? But as for Tom, if you're actually just good with history, then I can understand where you're actually coming from. If you're actually, yeah, that's the one thing that I'm going to be saying though, as of right now. But anyways, let's see if there's gonna be some, more comments though, of course, because I am gonna be keeping this live stream for a bit, You could say a bit longer though, but I'm not trying to make this live stream, not that long, of course, because I want to make sure that people can say whatever that they want to say, of course, and then yeah, going forward. Yeah, but here I was, I was expecting, some more people and especially the members in this community, of course, but sadly though, I don't see any of that. For what reason, I have no idea. But I mean, who knows? Maybe a bit later they might make an appearance in the live chat though. But I just can't predict if they are gonna make be here, of course. But all I can really say as of right now is we're gonna have to wait and see if they are gonna make an appearance though, of course. But if they are unable to, then hopefully I'll be able to see them on my future live streams, of course. Yep. But anyways, let's see if we can try to keep this conversation going, though, of course. But at the same time, I'm not quite sure what else to talk about, though. But after Tom, if you have any ideas of what you want to talk about, then by all means, just say whatever that you want to say in the live chat, though, because I am actually just enjoying this live stream, and I am going to continue with this live stream, of course. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying, though, as of right now. So, actually, Tom, if you or other people in the live chat have like literally any more random topics that you want to talk about, then just let me know and I'll be able to check them out whenever that I can actually do that because, I'm just really hoping that I can make more live streams that are like this because, or as a matter of fact, I think most likely that I am going to going to continue to be making these live streams. Yep. But I think for the most part, some people in the live chat and my friends have been like doing like their own thing, of course, but it would just be amazing if more and more people can actually just, yeah, I actually just want to hear from like other people, of course, but if they're actually just busy with their personal lives, then I can't really speak for them, of course. I just can't even do that. But anyways, all I can really say as of right now is I'm just gonna go on ahead and just continue to be waiting to see if they are gonna be saying whatever that they want to say as of right now. But anyways, going forward, hopefully that this live stream has been like a good one. I mean, it may not be like a fun one, but as of right now, I think most likely it has been like a good one, of course. So all I can really say as of right now is hopefully that that there are going to be some more comments in the live chat, because if there are, most likely I will have the chance to check them out though, of course. Yep. But I'm pretty sure I've already got like the majority of the comments already. But if I happen to miss them, then I do apologize for that, because I just wanted people to continue to be saying their piece, of course. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though. But I want to make sure if I actually have the chance to, say some comments though, of course. Yep. But anyways, other than that, I actually happen to enjoy this live stream, and this live stream is gonna continue, by the way. Okay, so I just want to make sure if I can actually save some comments though, and I should be able to save them. But if I happen to miss some, then I can't really, say anything about that. But I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there's gonna be some more comments. Give me 1 second, really quick. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Asher Tom, is I think most likely that everybody left or something. I don't even know why, but as of right now, Asher Tom, most likely it's just you and me though. But I want to make sure we can actually keep this conversation going, just me and you, of course, because I think most likely you're like the only one that's here in the live chat, and I just want to hear this from you. So I don't know, but if you're actually busy with some things, then hopefully I'll be able to come up with at least something. But I want to make sure that I actually just continue to just talk about random topics, of course, because this is the whole point when it comes to open forums, like in general. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying. But let me see if you actually, give me 1 second, because I want to make sure if you actually, said something in the live chat. So that's the one thing that I'm going to be saying. Okay, I believe that you just said why. Well, at the same time, Master Tom, I think just far better if we just try to get to know each other. I mean, to be fair, Master Tom, I have seen you in other people's live chats, and I do believe that my friends are included though, and I'm pretty sure you know who my friends are, because what can I say? I've actually met you through them, of course, and I'm just very thankful that you actually support me and actually, my friends, of course. So I can honestly say that you are subscribed to my channel and my, friends channel, of course. So that is the one thing that I'm going to be saying going forward. But let me see if I can see if there's going to be some new comments though, because, I do believe that some of you people are just watching but not commenting though. But at the same time, let's just keep this conversation going though, because one thing that is for certain though is I am going to, continue with this live stream. Yep. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though going forward. But let me see if there are going to be some other comments though. But if not, I just most likely I'll be able to talk about some other random topics, of course. But I just have to appreciate that at least some people that were in the live chat. So yeah. So that is the one thing that I'm going to be saying. But let me see if there's going to be some more comments, of course, and then most likely I'll be able to check out some other stuff. Give me 1 second, really quick. Yeah, give me 1 second, really quick. Okay, so let me see if I can get to some, other comments, of course, and I'm just really hoping that there are going to be some. Okay, so I'm looking at my live chat. So yeah. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Astro Tom, is that it's understandable that you like to, watch more than commenting. Yeah, but that's one thing I'm noticing that I don't believe I see, I don't believe that no one is here in the live chat to comment other than you. But yeah. But Astro Tom, if you actually want to just let me know some random topics that I should talk about, then just let me know though. But at the same time, Astro Tom, maybe I mean it's understandable if you just want to watch though. But hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from. That if you just talk about some random topics, if you can actually comment in the live chat, then it should give me a good idea for me to address it, of course. So Astro Tom, if there is anything that you want me to talk about, then go on ahead and just say it though, of course, because live streams like this become more fun whenever people actually say their piece in live chat. And if it's like random topics or I guess possibilities, some regular question, then we can actually go from there, of course. So that is the one thing that I can actually see as of right now. But I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there's gonna be some other comments that I haven't missed though. But if I happen to miss them, then I just I can't really say anything about that. But let me go on ahead and see and just make sure if there's other comments if I happen to miss though. But and I think most likely I've already got the majority of the comments though. So that's the one thing that I'm gonna be saying. Okay, so this should be it that I am going to be commenting. So yeah, that's the one thing that I'm going to be doing, of course. Yep. So most likely I will be able to save these comments. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Astro Tom, is thanks for letting me know that you're actually doing something as of right now. But if you have to go do some other things as of right now, and if you just want to watch, then that's fine though. But hopefully that I will come up with at least something for me to talk about though, because I want to make sure that I say whatever that I need to be saying, and then after this, most likely I'm gonna be just editing this in a bit or so. So that is the one thing that I am gonna be saying though going forward though, of course. Yep. But then again, I could talk about what I was going to talk about in that, and I should be able to address it though. But keep in mind, I will address it. But I mean, what I meant to say is I could address it, but I'm not going to be addressing certain individual because this live stream is not about them whatsoever. Like, it honestly, it's not about them whatsoever, and they can think whatever they can think whatever that they want to think. So that's the one thing that I'm going to be saying going forward. But anyways, let me see if I can actually try to save some comments really quick because you people are just awesome, and that's the one thing that that I'm going to be saying. Okay, so most likely I will get that one. Okay, and hopefully I'll be able to get this one. Okay, so this should be it. Okay, there we go. So I want to make sure that I actually save these comments, of course, which I'm actually going to be doing though. Yep. Okay, there we go. That should be able to be the one. But anyways, let me see what's going on really quick with the, wait, give me 1 second really quick. Okay, now I see it. Okay, so we just reached the 2 hour mark, so I'm going to continue with this live stream for another 1 more hour. And after that, I'm going to be ending this live stream around the 3 hour mark. So keep this in mind. I am going to be, doing this live stream for 1 more hour though, and then after this I'm finally gonna just go on ahead and just send it because there's nothing more for me to say though as of right now. So yeah, but I think most likely I will be addressing what I need to address though, and that being in regards to I mean I could address the community post or something. Wait, should I? Oh yeah, I do believe I do believe it's from like X-Men 1991. So yeah. So I think most likely I'm going to be addressing it for a bit though, but I'm not going to be addressing it too much though because I'm not trying to be mentioning like certain individuals. So that's the one thing I'm going to be saying. But anyways, in regards to X-Men 1991, you know, community posts, yes. In regards to X-Men 1991's community post, I would recommend checking it out though, because what he's saying is actually true, and most likely I'm gonna promote his channel though, of course. And I think he may have like slightly like more subscribers than me, but it's understandable. So that's the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though, of course. But I'm gonna go on ahead and address what I need to be saying though, of course. In regards to the community posts, that I am gonna be addressing it, of course. But anyways, all I can really say so right now is what X-Men 1991 just said is true. Like it is facts, of course. And one thing that I'm gonna be doing is giving him a shout out. But anyways, let me see what Astra Tom is gonna be saying right here, right now. I'm leaving soon. Oh, okay then. All I can really say as of right now, Astra Tom, is that is understandable if you have to, leave soon, if you have to go do some other things. But Astra Tom, since you're actually doing at least something, I'm just wondering if you can actually try to check out X-Men 1991's community post, because what he's actually saying, he did make the community post today though. But keep this in mind, it is important though, because let's just say that certain individual is bothering people again, and that doesn't really come as a shock of what he's actually doing. So yeah, nothing about that certain individual is actually surprising. Like it really isn't. Like anything that he does, it doesn't really come as a surprise. Like it honestly just doesn't. So yeah. But anyways, all I can really say is so right now, in regards to you, Esther Tom, is hopefully that you will be able to check out that community post, because as of right now, the way I see it, that community post is actually important though. So hopefully you're gonna be able to check it out though. So, and it should be pinned. Wait, let me just double check right now just to make sure if this is the case. So I want to make sure. So just give me 1 second. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can actually try out the. Wait, should I try it out? Okay, so I guess I could at least possibility try out, the link, whatever you want to call it. Let me just see if this is the right one. Okay, okay, so this should be the right one. So yeah, but anyways, for those who are interested, it's already there. It should be pinned, and hopefully that you people are going to be able to check it out whenever that you can, because I mean, all I can really say as of right now is myself and other people, we're just doing our own thing. Like that's literally what we are doing though. But then here comes a certain individual. He has a habit of making drama videos, and that's just not a good thing of what he's actually doing though as of right now. Because let's be honest, I mean, he could think whatever that he wants to think about me and other people though, but we are just doing our own thing for the most part. Like we actually are. But if people like him can't seem to like move on or like get the hint, then that's gonna be like his own problem. Like it is. But I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there's gonna be, something else really quick in the live chat. So just give me 1 second, and I will be able to, make that happen though, of course. Yep. But anyways, thankfully we have gotten this far when it comes to the live stream though. But regardless, I am going to continue with this live stream so that way, people are going to be able to say whatever that they want to say. Yep. But anyways, I'm really hoping that you people happen to get that, community post that I've actually posted in the live chat, because I want to make sure that you people actually, check it out, and and I do believe that you people should be able to, yeah, you people should be able to support X-Men 1991, because I haven't got a chance to watch all of his content though, but I may have, seen at least some though. But I'm gonna see if I can look more into his content though, of course, because the way I see it is at least he's actually trying to make good content. That's the one thing I can appreciate from X-Men 1991, of course. Yep. But I'm just really surprised that he was actually here in the live chat, but he could have said more of his piece though. But if he's actually, busy with like other things though, then that's just completely understandable that, if he just wants to, do some other things, of course. But regardless, X-Men 1991, he is always welcome in my live chat, of course. And I think most likely I'll be able to make him into a moderator, and he should be able to be a mod though. So all I can really say is right now is most likely I will be able to make that happen though, but right after this live stream, of course. So yeah. But thankfully, this live stream is actually going like pretty good if I do say so myself though. But I'm gonna go on ahead and wait and see if there's gonna be some more people that are gonna be willing to comment though, of course. But if there's not going to really be a lot of people that are going to be commenting, then I can't really speak for them. But one thing that does matter is I just really appreciate all the support that you people have been giving me, and I will do my very best to make sure that I can make live streams that are like this, of course. Yep. So that is the one thing that I'm going to be saying going forward. But let me see if there's anything that I need to check out real quick. Okay. So far, everything's looking pretty good on my end. But anyways, getting back to the topic, what I was going to talk about as of right now is hopefully that you people happen to, leave some more comments. So yeah. Okay, so just give me 1 second really quick. Okay, so give me 1 second and I'll be able to make sure if I can look for some more comments though, of course, because I just want to let people express themselves. Okay, so I happen to see like another comment though, which I will get to in just a bit. But I'm just trying to say my piece on this, and I can honestly say that pretty much I've already said what I need to say in regards to the community posts, and hopefully that my subscribers slash supporters can actually support X-Men 1991. So that's the one thing that I want to say in regards to X-Men 1991. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Extra Tom, is I do believe that you did say that your favorite live stream that I've done was my only Friday live stream. But keep in mind, Astra Tom, all I can really say as of right now is I do believe in the past I have made like at least one Friday live stream or more than that. But keep in mind, Astra Tom, I don't really live stream on Fridays though. I just don't. So yeah, that's the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though, of course. But yeah. But in regards to Friday, I don't think I'll be doing live streams on Friday though. I mean, I could try though, but it's just, I don't think that's going to be happening though, of course, because, I don't usually live stream that days though, of course. I just don't. So hopefully you can understand where I'm actually coming from, Master Tom, because, I just, don't really live stream on, that day, of course. But Astro Tom, if you actually do, enjoy the fact that I, live stream on Friday, then that's fine though. But I don't think I'm gonna be doing another live stream on Friday though, of course. I mean, unless of course if it's, important though. But as of right now, Astro Tom, I don't think that's gonna be happening though. Because I don't think there's no point of me making a live stream on Friday though, of course. Because the way I see it, when it comes to like the live stream that I have been making though, and the days that I've been making it, yes, the days so far that I've been doing it or I've been making is most likely on, I mean, you should know what the days are after Tom. So you could say on these specific days, those are the days that I usually like to live stream, of course. So I am going to be saying what days that I have been like live streaming or have been doing live streams or whatever. Like, yes, live stream. So I'll be saying what days I've been like doing live stream, I guess. So I guess you could say that the days that I've been doing it is like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Saturday, I guess. So I'm gonna say how it is. I've been doing it most likely on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and finally Saturdays. And I guess just recently Sunday, yes. I have been doing them on Sundays though, but most likely I just do them on those days for like, for a special occasion or when it's absolutely important though, of course. But anyways, Other than that, I think most likely those are like the only days that I'm gonna be doing live stream. So I guess you could say like for the other days, I'm not gonna be doing it, of course, because to be fair, I'm not trying to do live streams almost every day because all I can really say as of right now is I don't think I want to live stream every day. I just don't. Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, Astro Tom, is I do believe that you just said that Funny Guy used to stream in Tuesdays and Thursdays, but he got like burnt out, of course. Yeah, I know who you're referring to, and that's the Funny Guy 9000, of course. So all I can really say as of right now is Funny Guy is actually a good friend of yes, a good friend of mine. But I do believe he is more than that. I do believe he's like a personal friend of mine now. Because me and Funny Guy actually talk behind the scenes. Well, not like every day though, but whenever I get the chance to actually interact with a Funny Guy, of course. But thankfully, I don't have an issue with him. He is a good friend of mine. Actually, he's better than that. He is a personal friend of mine, and I can easily say that Funny Guy. He is always welcome in my live chats and my streamer panels. So if he ever wants to have a chance to say his piece, so of course, then he is more than welcome to say whatever that he wants to say. Yep. And I actually do, like the Funny Guy 9000 or Funny Guy for short. And not to mention, whenever I have conversation with Funny Guy, there are times where me and him can just joke around and stuff like that, and that is just cool that me and him actually like to joke around. And who knows, maybe eventually this is the one thing that I'm hoping that could happen. I honestly wouldn't mind if I had that chance to go see Funny Guy in person, of course. But at the same time, when it comes to Funny Guy, unfortunately, he's not from around here, sadly though. It's a bit unfortunate, but it's just the way it is though, that Funny Guy is actually not from around here. And I will say where he's actually is. So I am gonna say where he is. So you could say that he's most likely from the country of Canada. So in other words, he's not from here. From the U.S. or should I say the United States. But who knows? Maybe eventually I want to make that happen. That I want to have a chance to actually, if I can have the chance to go see him in person. Yep. But I don't think Funny Guy is unable to work, of course, but this just comes to show you what I said about, of what I said or what I believe I said earlier. Like if I want to have a chance to go see like, online friends of mine, then eventually I got to give myself like a job and then, save up some money and then eventually I can actually go see my online friends. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though. Okay, so the one thing that I'm going to be saying in regards to you, Esther Tom, is that would be cool if you can actually meet him in person. Though I don't know too much about like this certain YouTuber, and I'm not quite sure if I could try to get his name right. But Esther Tom, if you actually want to try to have a chance to visit him, then that would be a good thing. But who knows? Hopefully that you'll have the chance to be doing that though. Because for me personally, I want to see if I could try to visit, the Funny Guy 9000 or Funny Guy for short, because he is actually a pretty chill guy to get to know. It's like this: once you actually get to truly know him, then he is actually just a good person to actually be around. Yep, and not to mention, Funny Guy has like a way, I guess you could say, a way bigger subscriber range than myself and my other friends, of course. So it's safe to say that Funny Guy just keeps on making content, and not to mention, he is actually making some, good content. As a matter of fact, or should I say, as a matter of fact, he's actually making some, great content. That is the one thing that I'm going to be saying in regards to, the Funny Guy 9000. But anyways, speaking of Funny Guy, I think most likely he's been like doing his own thing though, of course. But you know. But when it comes to Funny Guy, I don't know what he's been doing these days. I mean, I don't know. Or wait, what am I saying? Okay, so all I can really say as of right now is I do try to keep up with him like behind the scenes though, but I don't know what he likes to do on a daily basis though, because well, to be fair, Funny Guy does his own thing, and I'm pretty sure that Funny Guy has a life outside of YouTube. Actually, scratch that. He has a life outside of the internet, of course. Yep. I mean, one thing that I'm going to be saying though, as of right now, is I am a member, in his, own community, and yes, I am. Well, he doesn't really have a community, but he does have a club, of course. Yep. And I can honestly say that I'm actually a member of his club, of course. And one thing that I'm also going to be saying in regards to his club is there's actually some pretty chill people in his club, of course. I mean, I know that Funny Guy has some haters, but I'm not gonna say what they are though, because these type of haters they can go, screw up. Actually, they can do more than that. They can easily fuck off. That's what they could do, because we're not gonna tolerate these types of people, and they can think whatever that they want to think in regards to me and other members of the Week Club, and we're not going to give a shit. We're already at the point that we are not going to give a fuck. Like we are not going to be giving not one single fuck whatsoever. And if these so-called haters want to bitch, moan, and complain, then that is their own problem, not my own problem. Yeah, I'm gonna say how it is. That's their problem, not my problem. So I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there's gonna be some, more comments though. But I do appreciate the viewership. But I just want to make sure people are gonna be, willing to be saying whatever that they want to say though. But thankfully, at least now I have something to talk about. But yeah, thankfully, I at least have something to talk about. And then that's regarding to the Funny Guy 1000, aka yes, aka Funny Guy. I mean, it doesn't really matter at the point. The Funny Guy 1000 or Funny Guy, doesn't matter. I mean, you could say like his full name or say the other one for short though. Yep. But anyways, I don't think I really have anything else to say in regards to the Funny Guy 1000 or Funny Guy for short. Because I pretty much said what I need to be saying, though, of course, and he's been doing his own thing, of course. But I just never thought that he would be doing like live streams that he used to do, like and that being on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But one thing that I'm gonna be saying in regards to you, Extra Tom, is as a matter of fact, I'm gonna be doing the Tuesdays live stream. I mean, normally it would be him though, but I guess now it's just me though. And I guess you could say that. Give me one second, really quick. You could say that Funny Guy has been doing, like the live streams in the past on Thursdays, but I guess now I'm in charge of Thursdays now. So that's the one thing I want to say in regards to the Funny Guy 9000. Okay, so one thing that I'm going to be saying in regards to you, Extra Tom, is I would appreciate if you don't, say his, first name, because for me personally, I'm trying to respect his privacy. So, Extra Tom, I would appreciate if you can not accidentally leak out his, first name, of course, because that is the one thing that I'm not going to tolerate whatsoever. Because, unlike certain people, I can actually respect people's privacy. So, one thing that I'm going to be saying as of right now, Extra Tom, is I would appreciate if you were to not to say, his first name, of course, because the way I see it as of right now is I'm just trying to make sure that, that doesn't seem to be the case, though. Yep. But hopefully that, you can understand where I'm coming from. But, I would appreciate if you can try not to do that again. Yep. But anyways, that's what Tom. If it was just like an accident from your part, then I can understand where you're actually coming from. Because I'm doing everything I can to make sure that I respect people's privacy. So all I can really say is right now is if that was just an accident, then that is fine, of course. So that is the one thing that I'm gonna be. Yeah, that's the one thing that I'm gonna be saying. But anyways, let me see if there's gonna be some, other comments, of course. Wait, give me 1 second. Let me see if I could try to fix this really quick. Okay, so just give me 1 second, really quick. Okay, so let me see what After Tom's gonna be saying, or what I believe he's gonna be saying right here, right now. Why are cookies called cookies if you bake them? Okay, so the one thing I want to say in regards to you, After Tom, is I'm not quite sure why are they called cookies. If they're called cookies, like if you bake them. Like that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but I don't even know. But at the same time, that's just how it is though, as of right now, Asher Tom. Like if they are called cookies for a reason, then that's it, I guess. But I don't even know. But one thing that I'm gonna be saying as of right now, Asher Tom, is are you actually baking some cookies? Because you did brought that up though. But if you're not, then I don't know. But if this was just like a regular question that you want to tell me, then that's fine, I guess. Wait, is it a question? I believe so, but I know for a fact that it was a comment. Yeah, most likely it was a comment. So that's the one thing I'm going to be saying in regards to you, Asher Tom. Okay, so the one thing that the one thing that I'm going to be saying in regards to you, Asher Tom, is I'm pretty sure that it was just an accident, and I'm pretty sure that you didn't actually mean it. So all I can really say as of right now, Asher Tom, is hopefully that you did get rid of that comment, because we want to make sure that you know we respect people's privacy. Like that is the one thing that we're actually going to be doing, though, of course. So after Tom, it's fine. Accidents happen for a reason, but hopefully that you are not going to make the same mistake again, because if you do it one time, then it's considered an accident. But if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, then eventually it is not going to be an accident whatsoever. Like it's not going to be the case anymore. But after Tom, as of right now, you are still cool with me. I have no issue with you. But if it was just an accident, then that's fine though. But as of right now, thankfully, I don't see it anymore. So I think most likely you deleted your comment or response, whatever you want to call it. So yeah. But that's fine. All I can really say as of right now is, it just happens for a reason. So that's the one thing, that's the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though as of right now. I mean, there is an old saying, and I will be saying it what it is. Everything happens for a reason, and I can and I can actually agree. Yeah, I can actually agree on that. Yep, I can actually agree with that. How do I say this? That quote. Yep. But anyways, let me see if there's gonna be something else in the live chat. So just give me 1 second, so that way I'll be able to make sure really quick. Okay. So yeah, I just had to check. Okay, so the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though as of right now is I do believe this person is new in my live chat, so I want to make sure, where is this person from though? Like, is this person actually one of Funny Guys subscribers slash supporters? I mean, I'm not quite sure if I want to be saying this person's name though, because I mean, I know this is one thing that I'm gonna be saying though. I know some of the Funny Guy 9000's subscribers slash supporters, but unfortunately, I don't know every last one of them. Of course, I just don't. But if this person can try to elaborate, then I just yes, or explain. Yes, that's the one thing I'm gonna be saying. So if this person could try to elaborate or explain, then I just would appreciate it. So I'm gonna go on ahead and see if this person can try to explain or elaborate, because I want to make sure if they're gonna be saying whatever that they want to say. Yep. But anyways, I'm gonna go on ahead and see if Just give me 1 second, really quick, because I just want to make sure if there's gonna be some comments really quick. So just give me 1 second. But anyway, to the new person, I want to make sure if you can actually try to explain or elaborate if you are a subscriber slash supporter of the Funny Guy 9000. I want to make sure if if you're with Funny Guy. So, anyways, I'm gonna go on ahead and just give it some time and just to make sure if yeah. Okay, so just give me 1 second, really quick, because okay, now I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there's gonna be some more comments. Okay. Okay, so the one thing that I'm gonna be saying in regards to you, Esther Tom, is okay. So I'm gonna be saying this, and I'm gonna make this crystal clear as of right now. Is I don't think I'm actually talking with him anymore, and I'm gonna be explaining why. Because yeah, I think most likely, I think it's about time that I explain why that I'm not cool with them anymore. Okay, so as for Tom, all I can really say is right now is if he's actually, I guess you could say if he actually got himself a job, then that's fine. But for me, I don't associate with him anymore, and I don't think I'm his friend anymore. And I'm gonna be explaining why after Tom. Like I am gonna be explaining why I'm not cool with them because from what I've been seeing as of recently, it's not even good whatsoever. So that is the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though, of course. Okay, so I think most likely I'll be able to explain myself. So the reason why that I'm not cool with them anymore, and I guess you could say that I'm not friend with him anymore because he's actually defending a certain individual. Which keep in mind, this certain individual made things personal with me, and I will be putting his name in the live chat. But keep in mind, I'm not gonna be saying his name out loud. But yes, I'm not going to say his name out loud though because this live stream is not about him whatsoever. Yep. So after seeing the live chat, the reason why I'm not cool with him anymore is because this it, so he said to me that he's not cool with them anymore, and then the very next day, now he's cool with them again. You know what I see? That is some flip flopping bullshit. Is what I'm seeing. So I don't like what he's actually doing, and he wants to claim that he wants this, community to be, make peace with them. I have an answer for that. Fuck that. I'm not going to be making peace with, with that certain individual whatsoever. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, it honestly is not going to happen whatsoever. Like, it is not going to happen. Like, it really isn't. But I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there's going to be, some other comments. So, but anyways, let me get back to the topic. So, all I can really say as of right now is, you know, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can guess what I'm gonna say. That it's not gonna happen. I've already, moved on from him, and I'm not quite sure if I am going to be friends with them again because all I can really say as of right now is that so-called peacemaker that he's trying to do is not working, and I do believe that some of the people are right about him. So yeah, so that is the one thing that I am going to be saying going forward, though. The way I see it, I wish him nothing but the yes, I wish him nothing but the best. But at the same time, I cannot associate with with him whatsoever. Like I am not going to associate with someone who is going to be defending that certain individual. Like it's not going to happen whatsoever. Yep. So all I can really say as of right now is some people are just right about him, but I'm not going to be, how do I say this? Give me 1 second, really quick. Okay, one thing that I'm going to be saying though as of right now is some people may have like a bandwagon against them, but I am not going to join this bandwagon whatsoever. Like it's not going to happen. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying though as of right now. Okay, so I am going to be ending this live stream for another 30 more minutes, and after that, I am going to be ending this live stream around the 3 hour mark. So that is the one thing that I'm going to be saying though. So it's about time for me to end this live stream in a bit. So, yep. So all I can really say so right now is this live stream have been like, going like pretty good. But anyways, back to what I was originally gonna talk about. So all I can really say so right now is my homie Black Sheep of the World 98, he was right about him. So yeah. But I'm not quite sure Black Sheep is gonna be watching this live stream, but I can honestly say that he was right about him. So I had to unfriend him and I'm not quite sure if I do want to be friends with them because the way I see it, he's defending him. So I can associate myself with someone who is going to be defending that certain individual. Like it's not going to happen whatsoever. Like there is nothing good about him whatsoever. About that certain individual. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though going forward though. But anyways, yeah, I think I've already said what I needed to say. So as of right now, all I can really say as of right now is my homie Black Sheep of the World 98 was right about him. Yes, my homie Black Sheep of the World 98 was right about him. Anyways, let's go on ahead and just try to talk about other things because I'm not going to be addressing about what happened though, and when it comes to me not being friends with them anymore. But at the same time, you know, he could think whatever that he wants to think about me, but at the same time, it's just not going to happen though. Like here's the thing. I wouldn't mind if I can have a civil conversation with them, but when it comes to making peace with that certain individual, it's never gonna happen. Nope. Because that certain individual had plenty of multiple opportunities or whatever you want to call it. It's like this. He had like plenty of opportunities. You could say he had plenty of chances, you know, to redeem himself. And does he ever listen? No, he doesn't. And that's really unfortunate. And there is a good reason why certain people do not want to associate with him whatsoever, though. And if people like him cannot understand of where I'm actually coming from, then that's going to be his problem, not my problem. Because one thing that I'm actually thankful for is that sort of individuals, subscribers slash supporters, they are actually subscribed and supporting to me. So, in other words, this is the one thing that I'm going to say as of right now. They are migrating to me now. And if he cannot stand the fact that, his subscribers slash supporters are now supporting me, then all I can really say as of right now is I don't even know what to tell you as of right now, people. Yep. But anyway, this is just me just saying whatever that I need, saying whatever that I need to say because, I'm pretty sure that people want to, yeah, all I can really say as of right now is I'm pretty sure that people want to listen to what I have to say though. But yeah, this is just coming from, my perspective, of course. So yeah. But all I can really say as of right now is the bottom line is there could be a chance where it could happen where me and him can have a civil conversation though. But in regards to me being friend with him, I'm not quite sure if that's gonna be happening because the way I see it, he is defending that certain individual, and that is the one thing that I am not going to tolerate whatsoever. So yeah, all I can really say as of right now is that certain individual can think whatever that he wants to, think about me, and yeah. And one thing that's ironic is he wants to claim that he destroyed me by his, quote unquote diss YouTube short on me. Keep in mind, his so-called, disses are nothing but fifth grade insults at best. So yeah, all I can really say in regards to that is nice fucking try, dipshit, because I can barely understand that what you're actually saying as of right now. So yeah, but I'm not gonna be saying what his name is because this live stream is not about him whatsoever. Like it honestly just isn't about him whatsoever. So he can think whatever that he wants to think about me and his so-called, YouTube short diss on me. Again, it's nothing but fifth grade insults at best. Anyways, I'm not gonna be addressing more about him, but anyways, let's just see if we can talk about some other random topics before I end this live stream. So I've already said what I needed to say, so all I can really say as of right now is let's just see if we can try to keep this live stream going for a bit because I am going to be ending this live stream in a bit. So yeah, so to the people that are watching this as of right now, hopefully that you have been like enjoying this live stream so far. Because for me personally, this live stream could have been fun if some people were in the live chat, or better yet, the members in this community would happen to make an appearance though. But if they are unable to, then I just can't really say anything much about that. So that is the one thing that I'm going to be saying though going forward. But let me see if there's going to be something else that will be in the live chat though, because I am going to be ending this live stream in a bit. And I can honestly say that this live stream, it has been like a good one so far. Like that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though. But let me see if there's going to be some new comments though. But if there's not really like any new comments though, then you know yeah. But anyway, I am going to be saying what I need, what I need to say, and then I'm just going to go on ahead and just yeah. All I can really say as of right now is I am going to be ending this live stream in a bit, but I do appreciate like the viewership, but I do appreciate that some people were in the live chat, but here I was expecting the members in the community, to be in the live chat, of course. But if they're actually busy with their personal lives, then I can't really, speak for them. I just can't though. But who knows? Maybe some other time they'll make an appearance in my, future live streams, of course. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying going forward, though, of course. But anyways, all I can really say is right now is hopefully that you people have been watching this, have been like enjoying this live stream, and hopefully that I'll be able to make more live streams like this, and most likely that it will happen, though, of course. And I'm really hoping for my future live streams. Hopefully, they'll be able to have some, people who happen to, make an appearance in my streamer panel. So, but that's entirely up to them of what they actually want to be doing, though. I mean, I can't really speak for, the people in the live chat or the members in this community, of course, because, I think for the most part, they've been like doing like their own thing, of course. And I can actually understand why, they are doing their own thing. But anyways, it's finally time for me to, end this live stream in a bit because there's nothing more for me to say though. So that's the one thing that I am going to be saying though, of course. But give me 1 second and I'll be able to make sure if there's going to be some final comments. So really quick, wait, hold on 1 second. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Final comments though, of course. But all I can really say so right now is it's finally time for me to like actually end this live stream in a bit though. So if you people have like literally any, comments whatsoever, then go on ahead and say them because I am going to be ending this live stream in a bit. Yep. But one thing that I'm going to be saying though, that's for certain though, is live streams like this. This is most likely like how much I can do live streams though. You know, I mean, I like to make them long, but I don't want to make them like too long. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though, of course. So just give me 1 second and I'm going to see if there's anything new going on behind the scenes because I want to make sure if, my friends know about this live stream. Well, then again, all I can really say as of right now is when it comes to, my friends, of course, it's up to them if they want to be in the live chat or, in my streamer panel, of course. So, I can't really force them, but I'm, hopefully that I'll be able to have that chance to invite them though. I'm not quite sure when though, but hopefully that they will be able to, make that appearance though. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though, that's for certain though. Okay, but anyways, other than that, let me go on ahead and see if there's anything else that's going on with the live chat. Okay, so far there's nothing anything new, so okay. So one thing that I'm going to be saying though as of right now is if some people can actually try to see this in the live chat is I do believe that I did set a time limit to make sure how long I am going to be going live though, of course. So yeah. I don't even know. But regardless, I am going to be ending this live stream in a bit. So all I can really say as of right now is I'm just really hoping that, you people happen to just enjoy this live stream. And I'm really hoping that I'll be able to make, some more live streams, in the future, though. But I'm not quite sure when I'll be doing some more live streams, though, of course, though. But all I can really say as of right now is hopefully the people that are watching as of right now is hopefully that you'll be tuning in for like my future live streams, of course. But, I can't really make any like guarantees or any promises, though. But I will do them whenever I can actually do them though, because I want to make sure that you people have the chance to be checking out some more of these live streams in the future, of course. So all I can really say as of right now is I'm just really hoping that you people have been enjoying this live stream, and I'm really hoping that you'll be able to enjoy like my upcoming live stream, the ones that are going to be in the future, and hopefully that the ones that will be in the near future. Yep. So all I can really say as of right now is this is just just good that I've been doing like live streams that are like this in a way. So yeah, that is the one thing that I'm gonna be saying though, that going forward though, of course. But anyways, other than that, I pretty much said what I needed to say in regards to this live stream, and I guess you could say my upcoming live streams in the future, and hopefully that there will be in the near future. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying going forward. Okay, so I do believe that I'm seeing a new person in live chat. Okay, so the one thing that I'm going to be saying as of right now is it's actually, good to see you, but let me go on ahead and see if I could put this in live chat really quick, if I could try to. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can put this. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully that you should be able to see it. But anyways, one thing that I am going to be saying though as of right now is I am going to be ending this live stream in a bit, but if you want to just talk about some random topics for a bit, then you're more than welcome to actually do so. But yeah, but this is one thing that I'm going to say in regards to you. Like, if you actually want me to make you into a moderator, or rather a mod, all you have to do is one simple thing. You're gonna you're gonna have to upgrade your profile picture, because I only allow people with profile pictures. I only make them into moderators. So yes, I make them into mods. So hopefully you can understand where I'm actually coming from, because this is how I actually do my live streams that are like this. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though, that's going forward though, of course. But hopefully you can understand where I'm actually coming from. But I just really hope that you can understand where I'm coming from, because I want to make sure if it's like the real person though, of course, and then that's how I make them into moderators, or rather mods for short. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though, that's going forward though, of course. But let me see if there's going to be some new comments, and if there is going to be some new people, that's fine though. But I think most likely I'm going to be ending this live stream. So yeah, most likely that I will be ending this. So yeah, that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though, of course. Okay, so to the new people that are in the live chat, I do appreciate that you're here to support me, but I am going to be ending this live stream in a bit though. But let me see if I can let some people, if I could try to say hi to them in the live chat. So yeah. Okay, let me see if I could put this in the live chat. So just give me 1 second, and hopefully this should be able to do, to do the trick. Okay, there we go. That should be able to do it. So all I can really say as of right now is, at least I was able to say some hi to, yes, I was able to say hi to some people in the live chat. But regardless, I am going to be in this live stream in a bit though. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though. Yep. So to the people that are watching this, hopefully that you have been like enjoying this live stream, because I actually did have like a good time. Okay, so most likely I'll put this in live chat. Give me 1 second, and hopefully this will work, I think. Okay. So anyways, if there's gonna be some, final comments, then go on ahead and just say whatever that you want to say, because, I am gonna be ending this live stream in a bit though, of course. Yep. So if you people plan on, commenting some more, then most likely I'm not gonna be able to check it out though because I do have to get going in a bit though. So yeah. So to the people that are watching this as of right now, I do appreciate the comments, but most likely I'm not gonna be able to check it out though because I do have to get going in a bit though. But if you people actually want to, I guess you could say, to try to have a conversation with me, trying to have a conversation with me behind the scenes, we could try to do that right after this live stream. But if not, we'll try to do it some other time because I am going to be editing this in a bit though. I mean, I do believe I see some people that are in the live chat, but I'm not going to be checking those out though because I am going to be ending this in a bit though. But I do appreciate, where some people are coming from, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to end this in a bit though because, I've already said what I had to say, and there's no point of keeping a live stream, that's going to be going like for too long, of course, because I'm not trying to make, this live stream all that long, of course. Like, I'm just not. But anyways, one thing that I'm gonna be saying though as of right now is I do appreciate that the people have been like commenting and stuff like that, and I really hope that more of these live streams can come in, into the future though, especially in the near future. But anyways, I'm gonna go on ahead and see if there's gonna be some comments because I am gonna be ending this live stream in a bit. Yep. So anyway, to the people that have been watching, this live stream so far, I greatly appreciate it, and I really hope that I'll be able to make more live streams like this. Though I'm not quite sure when the next one will be, but I'll do everything I can to make sure that I will be doing like another one, though, of course. Yep. But anyways, one thing that I'm going to be saying though, as of right now, is I'm just really hoping that something new, yeah, that's the one thing that I'm going to be saying though as of right now, and hopefully something new will be happening in regards to this community that I'm actually in right now. Because if there's actually going to be some new members who are willing to join, then that's fine though, of course. Because all I can really say as of right now is from my part, you know, I always welcome new members in a way, or should I? Or I should welcome new members. Yes, I should welcome new members, and they should always be welcome. But I have to make sure that that the community is actually you could say is okay with this. So that is the one thing that I'm going to be saying, though. Of course, I mean, who knows though, but hopefully something new will new will happen in this community, of course. So, but what I'm actually looking forward to is I'm really hoping that the new members will be able to make an appearance though, and that's what should be that's new within this community. But at the same time, the best thing I could do is just give it some time if any of the new members are going to be, are going to be welcome in this community. So that is the one thing that I am going to be saying though. That's, for certain though. Yep. But anyways, I am going to be ending this live stream in about like 1 minute because there's nothing more for me to say though as of right now. So I've already said what I needed to say, and yeah. But all I can really say as of right now is I'm really hoping that you people have been enjoying this, live stream as of right now. And hopefully that there will be some more live streams that are like this in the future, especially in the near future. So the one last thing I'm gonna say as of right now is this. Shout out goes to X-Men 1991 for making that community post, and to that certain individual, fuck off and leave us alone. Yes, and leave us alone. Anyways, I'm going to be ending this live stream because I've already said what I had to say. But anyways, thank you for watching this dope live stream that I was currently doing now. So give this live stream a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next upcoming live stream. Bye, everyone.